Going live, going live. There we go. Greetings, everyone. My name is Sai.
So you want to tell it or should
So,
I?
Isaiah, what happened before we started streaming?
So we thought we were streaming for the past at least minimum of 5 minutes already.
Yeah.
Already
5 or
responding
6
to
minutes.
the first comment that we have in chat, giving the whole recap and everything.
So we've been talking and like doing a recap episode. I made a really funny joke about how like we're doing what anime studios do when you need to fill time, which is they do a recap episode. I compared it to Kill la Kill. It was fucking hysterical. That's all gone. It's none of you are ever going to hear it now because YouTube is fucking bullshit with live streaming, and it wasn't actually live even though it said it was. So hello, listeners who are hearing us now. How are you doing this fine day? Isaiah, how are you? How has your week been?
Oh, it has been dreadful. I suppose now I have to repeat this for the second time since no one heard it the first time. The reason why we're doing it on Saturday instead of Sunday is because this week I was scheduled to work Sunday, even though it's not on my availability, simply because they have no one else that can cover for me or covered for the person that was supposed to be there on Sunday. So that is why you have one less day to prepare for our streams than usual. My apologies.
So what you're saying is it's all your fault.
It's my boss's fault and whoever was supposed to be there in my place.
Always someone else's fault. Never wants to own up to fucking responsibility.
It's coming from you. Fuck off.
Incidentally, it was YouTube's fault that the live stream didn't go properly.
Oh yes, not yours for not checking.
No,
to be sure. That's why I had to cover for your ass and look myself.
Yes, exactly. Hi everyone, how you doing? Fucking
I guess now we can recap the recap that we had to fill more time while we wait for
exactly. Yeah, like might as fucking well. So on the last episode of the book club, Ikaros was a weapon, and then Nymph showed up and she was a bitch, and then Nymph wasn't a bitch anymore, but Ikaros was still a weapon, but that's okay, because like Tomoki likes her still, and then the Harpies fucked off, and then they cut Nymph's chain, and the end.
This is a little out of order, but
I don't fucking care.
And also, way to leave out the dive game, the thing that we spent arguably the most significant portion of time talking about.
Oh yeah, also they went into fucking like dreams and shit, and like Sahara like fucked Tomoki in her dream, and that's it.
And nothing else. They didn't go to Synapse or anything like that.
No, the end.
Nothing important happened.
The end.
Yeah. Good to see all you guys, by the way.
Yeah! Woo!
People are actually here.
I know, right? It's crazy. They're talking in chat because they can hear us now. The last thing we need to say again that we said previously was to bring up Brian's comment. Brian's comment's fucking hysterical. So, as it turns out, Brian, no, we will not be complimenting the manga. Well, we will, but like
we will.
There'll be significantly less complimenting the manga than we assumed that there would be. Because me and Isaiah both completely misremembered how much of season 1 stuff was still to come. So like we did a whole big thing last time about like we're gonna wrap up the season 1 chapters. Like Isaiah, what was your thoughts on like how they adapted season 1 of the manga? And fucking no, it turns out like half the chapters we're talking about today were also in season 1. So we're stupid, and we're going to be shitting on Minazuki again.
I'm gonna put all of the faults on Sai here, actually. Because I recall in the last stream saying that there was still another volume or two to get to before we were on new content. But you were like, no, this is it because the dive game chapter was the first episode of Forte, so that means we're done the season 1 content. So I will not take responsibility for this blunder.
Yeah, whatever. Also, Florian said my audio is bad. Is my audio bad?
It sounds fine to me. If that is directed at me, you are correct. In all fronts, all the content on my channel is god awful, and my mic is prone to cutting out. So you would be correct.
Isn't Florian that fucking guy that like Monkey likes?
I've heard the name brought up, but I don't know if it's specifically that Florian. If it is, then hey, good to see you. I'm also pals with Monkey.
Are you really? Do you like watch Monkey still?
I do, yeah, and I still give to his Patreon, which
Really?
is
Okay.
the true signifier of a fan,
Fair enough.
clearly.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's get to it. I think we've wasted enough time.
Yeah. First of
So we're
all,
starting off with chapter 19. Yes, what are you
mhm.
gonna say?
Well, first of all, you're on the wrong page. You just went to the second page and left out the first one entirely.
What?
I can see why you'd get distracted because you love Nymph. But this is the second page in the chapter.
Oh, okay. I see. I thought you meant I was on the wrong like chapter. Okay, yeah.
No,
I was like, wait,
yeah.
am I on like 20 by accident?
No.
Okay.
Wow, what you fucked that up royally. You just sped through all of them.
Shut the fuck up.
So you want to do this chapter or shall I?
Sure, I'll do the chapter. This is pretty simple comedy chapter, so we start off with like a flash forward of Mikako wrestling Tomoki. So if he's not Tomoki, he is masked to Pantsu. So when we go through the thing, we flash back, and we're doing another Mikako tournament. Get used to it, folks. There's like 20 billion Mikako tournaments at SNO.
But they're all great, so it's okay.
I mean, yes, but like the plot framing device is really lazy after like the fifth or sixth time. Like, I feel I'm actually curious now. I want to keep a running counter of all the Mikako tournaments in this fucking manga.
All right, so this is number 5 volumes in. We're at the second one.
Yeah. So this is number 2 Mikako tournament.
I just want to go back to that Nymph page real quick and talk about how nice it is.
Oh, it's lovely.
Again, we're finally starting to see like good Minazuki. Not that the rest wasn't good, but
yeah,
it kind of wasn't. We're seeing really nice Minazuki color pages now. Like the background, the detail on Nymph's wings, even the bird. It's just great. I really love this.
Agreed.
Color page.
Absolutely.
It's such a great like you can feel her character in this picture.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a shame the bird is like way less cool in the manga than it is in the anime, but oh well, we can ignore that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, Nymph with the penguin on the page is also great.
Oh, he's right. Okay, I'm only coming out of the left ear. Okay, hold on, I can fix that.
Oh,
that's why he said the thing. Okay, try that. There we go. Now I'm coming out of both ears. Cool.
Woo-woo.
Well, I appreciate you telling me that. I have a fucking incredibly complicated live streaming audio setup that requires like 4 programs to run through. So like if I get one setting wrong, setting it up, then it all sounds like shit. So, anyways, awesome color page. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking, anyways, and then the little what do you call those like chapter guide page that follows the content thing. Picture of Nymph next to a penguin, which is both adorable and kind of hilariously cruel because they're both flightless birds.
Oh my god, you're right. Fuck you.
You didn't get the joke.
No, I did not get that joke. Fuck
you. It's so fucking unnecessarily cruel to her character.
Fuck you. That's off. I love it. I hate
it. Matthew, since you weren't here earlier, the reason why we didn't do Sunday this week, it's all my fault. I got scheduled to work this Sunday, even though I don't have weekends on my availability. So it's my bad. Next week we should be going back to Sundays. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it's all his fault. Anyways, so we are once again at the Mikako Festival. It's like fall again, I guess. And we have a page here that mirrors the same page in the original Mikako tournament. So it starts off with like the crowd shot, then Tomoki telling this guy his like this stuff is awful, and he's like yells at him. So this is the same like page sequence and layout in the first Mikako tournament. If I was less lazy, I'd actually go pull it up, but I am, so I won't. So then we have So this first couple of pages are exactly the same as it was last time. So we have the shot of him selling the stand. They talk for a bit. Tomoki turns around and even says like, this seems familiar when he sees Judah's stand with all the birds on it. There's a surprising amount of like detail if you like zoom into the birds. Like I love that these two are like, cuddling up to each other. This one's facing the wrong way. There's a lot of fun little details if you like zoom in on this bird shot that I quite like. This one's like spreading his wings. And fucking this one's derp. I love it. Anyways.
I also love this thing that Minazuki repeatedly does around this time in the manga, where whenever like one chapter follow-ups another, he specifically puts how many chapters ago it's been. Like, you see recap of last time. And he repeatedly does that throughout the manga whenever he does like weird later follow-ups, and I love it so much.
So yeah, last time there was a shooting tournament, and Tomoki naturally starts to freak out because he knows what's coming now. But Mikiko's like, Tomoki, like, calm down. Listen, I've reflected on what I did last year, and like, festivals are all about like coming together and celebrating tradition. And so I thought, as a traditional festival tournament this year, what we can do is we can do some traditional Japanese sumo wrestling. Cut to a fucking like WWE wrestling ring because like sumo. And then Tomoki's like, isn't that professional wrestling? And she's like, oh, it's American sumo. That's pro wrestling. And I just want to like really zoom in on this fucking dog right here.
On her dog,
the funniest thing in the goddamn universe. This dog is so fucking funny.
Also, big thank you to Matthew for the super chat.
Oh shit! You're right. I didn't even see that. You're right.
You're seriously incredibly generous. It really does mean a lot,
Size got the money. 20 billion points to whoever can name the source that I stole that from.
Isn't that?
Yes. No. Do you know it? Yeah.
No. I just.
No?
You're very lucky that you have me here to actually thank your audience while you gloat and reference.
No, you're very correct. Yeah, no. Thank you, Matthew. I do appreciate it. Anyways, this dog's fucking hysterical. This reminds me of something that like Toby Fox would put in Undertale. Like,
oh yeah,
this sudden cut to like just like even the dog is like fucking like suddenly now like a different art style. It's just like, I don't know, like I don't fucking know what's going on here. Like it reminds me of like something out of Undertale, just like one of those like bizarre tone shifts you see in that game, and I fucking love it. Anyways, I think that just, and I love like the descending art style here. It's like you've got Zero in like, you know, like who's like normal still giving a shrug, and Mikiko who's like totally chibi giving a shrug, and then her fucking dog who looks like Snoopy, like just like I don't fucking know what's going on. Like I love it. That's the funniest thing. Anyways, Tomoki tries to leave. Mikiko tells him the winner of the tournament gets to sit in the like geisha bath of her family. And so Tomoki like pulls panties out of his fucking kimono and is like, she's like, Tomoki, are you up to it? He's like, I'm not Tomoki, I'm Master Pantsu. And yeah, so they're going to wrestle. Ding, ding, ding. Nymph and Takahara, the teacher, are commentating, and Sugata Sahora is the referee. First match is between Tomoki and this is Makiko, right? So have we seen her in the manga before?
I believe this is her first appearance because
in the anime we've seen her in the background previously, right?
Yeah, like she's one of the few like named side characters that makes multiple appearances in the series, and Minazuki clearly likes her a lot because she also made a cameo in Go Dere Sora Nagihara, if you remember that.
Did she really? I didn't notice.
Yeah, it was that chapter where Sora was like kidnapping those girls, and then she was like, "What about Makiko from the shopping district?" And the main guy was like, "She's from the wrong series." Yeah, it was nice.
Fair enough. Anyways, Makiko tackles Tomoki, but of course he retaliates with a grope attack. She freaks out, and Sahora tries to stop the match, but Tomoki uses the Air Bud defense of like, is there a specific rule against this? And Sahora's like, no, I guess not. And so he's allowed to continue. The next match is between Ikaros and that one Takoyaki guy stand from the beginning of the chapter. He fucking dies. Rest in peace. Ikaros like, one punch, fucking slaps him. It's great. Then she 2 and 3 and 4 punches him into the fucking ground.
Yeah, I just love Minazuki has like such a great like flow with his manga. Like so many of his gags are like turn the page to see what happens next, and then just fucking he's dead. It's
Right, yeah.
awesome.
Ooh, yeah. So, Tomoki yells at her like, "You can't go do that. Everyone's looking," and I realize everyone isn't looking because they're instead looking at Mikiko crushing Sugato's face, like holding him off the ground while doing it too. It's particularly gruesome. She crushes his face and his glasses and throws him against the wall. Takahara says, "I've just received shocking information. Her grip strength is 400 kilograms." Which I like way better in the anime because like Nymph uses like her angeloid bullshit eyes to tell that, and it doesn't really make any sense here with Takahara. It's a funny joke, but I think it's like thematically or like in universe told better in the anime.
Speaking of funny little jokes, by the way.
Yes.
One thing that I adore in all these summer festivals going forward, the announcer is always one of the teachers from their school, and it like swaps out every now and then. Like I think once the science teacher did it, but it's always one of their teachers followed by an angeloid with them or another character, and I love that.
That's the thing. Minazuki like almost like hates the concept of like creating one-off side characters, which is why that one-off character in the first chapter is like feels so weird now. Because like every time he needs a one-off character, like an announcer or commentator, he just uses like a teacher we've seen before or someone, like if he needs a wrestler, he uses that one girl from the shopping district, which I guess is actually new here and not continuing. Point being, like it's weird to see a like an unnamed side characters in the manga. So he just like reuses previously established ones so much.
Yeah, even if they are unnamed, like the yakisoba guy, or I think Tomoki calls him Pops, so that's close enough to a name. But like, there's always him and like other people.
Right. Anyways, so Tomoki's like, "I can't get caught by her grip. It would be my death." And he's like, "What can I do? What could I do?" Anyways, the matches continue. Ikuro gets disqualified because she shoots the guy with the fucking ornament. This is great. Tomoki continues to do his thing. We have like Nymph wandering around the wrestling ring going, "Does wrestling taste good? Does wrestling taste good?" Tomoki continues to do his thing. And then the final match. I gotta say, I think Takahara like being in the like ring in this shot makes it way funnier than it was in the anime, where he's just like always sitting on the sidelines. Like this shot of him just like standing spotlit in the ring is really funny. Anyways, introducing the competitors: Satsuki Tane versus Masked the Panther. Begin. Also, we do not have an electric cage this time, which is sad.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so no electric cage. So Mikiko grabs him and it looks like it's all over. However, Tomoki has covered himself with oil. And with that, he like begins to take the fight away from her, even steal it, even snatching Mikiko's bra. He turns into like an animal, like sniffing it. As it looks like it's all over, Tomoki's approaching her. Suddenly, from the rooftops, or I guess not from the rooftops anymore, from the sidelines, comes a mysterious masked wrestler, who it's obviously Sora. She like fucking body presses him with her tits, which is a devastating attack indeed. And then like literally like breaks his back over her neck, and he fucking dies. He has enough strength. He has enough strength to stand up, but Sugata declares the match over, and he's like, "Why? Tomoki is still standing." But Sugata tells us no, he's already dead. We cut to this like amazing, like yeah. We get to this great splash page. I just love this shot down here of like all the people like saluting Tomoki.
Yeah, the fucking seeing their broken bones from each.
Yeah,
saluting him.
That's fun. So Tomoki's dead. And then on the next page, he's alive again, brought back to life. So like, how do we decide a winner? And Mikiko's like, Tomoki should be the winner. And so he like heals himself instantly, which I love that gag. Like, yay, I win. And Tomoki and Mikiko's like, now the final match between Tomoki and previous year's winner, Zero. It does not end well for Tomoki. End of chapter. And also, there's the one joke page called "It's Not Me," which is like amazingly blunt, and I like that. Where it's
Yeah.
just like two pandas are so hard doing laundry, and then we see the wrestling mask. I wonder who it could be.
Yeah,
Also, in the
my
anime,
favorite.
wasn't she like whistling the like ending theme for that episode?
Yeah, she
Like
was.
humming it?
Is a nice
Yeah,
detail.
yeah,
Another thing that I love is that like none of the characters believed her for a second. Everyone was just instantly like, "It's Sohara,"
right.
but because Sohara like wouldn't admit it, Mikako was like, "Well, then you don't get the money,"
Mm-hmm.
which
Wow.
is great.
So, what did
But
you think
yeah,
of the chapter?
actually, it's not like like speaking of how we were like saying, oh, we're gonna be dogging on the manga a lot more. I don't know. I feel like this was just as good as it was in the anime, save for like the electric cage thing. If not, maybe a little better.
I agree, but here's the thing. This goes back to my theory that like Forte always had incompetent writers. Um,
Hmm.
this was a Forte episode, not a original season one episode, and it's always the season one episodes we've been saying are better.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. Like in the anime, aside from the electric cage, which yeah was a nice detail, it's pretty much this almost exactly straight. Only Astrea's there, but she doesn't really do anything. She's
yeah,
just like, hey, look at her tits in her sumo outfit, and then
it's
she's gone.
basically a repeat of the snowball fight episode.
Only worse.
Um, yeah, agreed. So I do not mind like Astria not being here. I think is a change for the worse in the anime. Or Astria
Hmm.
being here is a change for the worse in the anime. So I prefer the manga where Astria isn't here.
And then Nymph used her popular guy jamming in the anime as well for that,
Mm-hmm.
which didn't really lead to anything.
No.
Like they tried to have some more like additional. Oh, I remember where they moved it from. Chapter 25, which we're gonna get to later. There's a section where she uses her popular guy jamming on him again, but
Yeah.
they moved that section to this episode instead.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get there when we get there. Yeah, it just Forte just wasn't as strong as I seem to remember ever since you brought that up to me. So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I almost think a lot of the gags work better in manga form. Like again, a lot of it is very reactionary, very like fast timing paced gags where it's like you turn the page and then like someone just has the shit beaten out of them. Or like the little details
Okay.
of like yeah.
You can continue.
Oh yeah, or like little details like seeing all the chibi characters just running around doing things without even the focus being on them. It
Right.
just works better as a manga in this chapter, I would say, than it does as an episode.
Right. Well, what I wanted to say is like I'm not necessarily to clarify my position. I'm not saying that Forte is like bad.
No, yeah, it's
What I
still
am
funny.
saying is that going back and reading the manga, it continually impresses me, how many changes they made, but also that I approve of like every single one of them. So I think there was like some script writer or like a director or like someone in like a leading position who was just like better in season one, like making changes that like improve the story, and that they like presumably lost him over the course of Forte. So I don't think Forte is bad. I just think that like that whatever like incredible talent gave us season one isn't there anymore, and so when they're adapting the manga, like they adapt the manga almost scene for scene. Like the changes they make in Forte aren't like pacing wise most of the time. It's mostly like they add in a joke like the electric cage, or they add in Astria because she's here earlier now. They're not really changing things around anymore, like in season one for like character development or plot wise.
Yeah,
So I don't think Forte is bad. I just think that like they lost whatever fucking visionary like rearranged everything for season one, and I think that becomes incredibly obvious when they run out of manga material to adapt and then have to do their own shit. So
No, yeah, the thing is
that's
with
my position. Is Forte isn't bad, but it's like coasting on the goodwill of season one and on the manga's material. And as soon as it runs out of manga material, then it fucking like nosedives. It's
yeah, like
very like almost exactly like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones is a great show until like they diverge from the books, and then the two writers had to create their own shit, and that sucked. So that's very equivalent to Forte, I think.
yeah, the season one is like a show that goes above and beyond to not only like just adapt the material, but to adapt it in a way that works better as a show.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Forte is more or less a straight adaptation, which is fine. You know, if you just want to see the manga in a show, it works. But there's no vision to it, like Sai said. It's just anything that's included is just extra fan service or like a one-off gag, or like this character wasn't introduced yet, so let's put him here. Which again, it's still enjoyable, it's still entertaining, it's fine. But it's this, like, think of the Shining. You know, like the Shining film has tons of differences from the book, but it works because it benefits it as a film. Whereas the like TV series of The Shining, is like a 1-for-1 adaptation, but everyone universally agrees that it's worse. Right. Just because there's not that heart or that vision there to make it work better in the format of television. But I think we've spent enough time rambling on this one point. Point is, manga good for once. Manga good.
Manga good, anime bad.
Also, see you around, Dr. Infinite, because his phone's about to die. Thank you for joining the stream up to this point. Hopefully you can charge it and drop by again later or something.
Yeah.
All right. So that's about all we have to say about this, I'm guessing.
Notes. Let's see. I think they call Sugata the ultimate middle school fighter at one point.
Yeah.
Which is, I was curious about. Do you know why that is?
It's just because like he's one of the toughest kids in Sarami High School or middle school. It's a title that Minazuki, I think, has actually used before in his other manga, if I remember correctly. But it's just because, as we've seen in the other festival, Sugata is the strongest kid, just naturally. Right. Like before, he was fighting toe to toe with me.
That's fair. I guess he fights a bear. So
he fucking beat a bear. He lives in the wild. Of course, he's the strongest middle. Well,
okay,
he would have been.
I mean, okay, like that is like almost that is never addressed directly though. Like so far as we are aware, his strength is like. So far as we are aware, his strength is like purely for like throwaway gags that are non-diegetic.
Well, so really, so Mikuko's 400 grip is not also a throwaway gag.
I mean, it is, but like it came despite the fact that we've seen Sugata like fight bears before. I always assumed that he's just like been living out in the wild, so he's like good at surviving, and that was a funny way of showing that. Not necessarily that he's fucking like Rambo. Like that was what I got from that joke.
I'd watch Rambo with Sugata.
Anyway, let's see. Here. I really do miss when Tomoki's like groping the girls to win. There's the reactions of like the crowd in the anime.
Oh yeah,
the guys going yeah, and the girls going ah, which is really funny, and I missed that.
Yeah, that was a good detail. Yeah.
That was a funny addition. But yeah, that's my notes for this chapter.
Cool. On to the next one then.
On to chapter 20.
Chapter 20. So I guess I'm saying this one then.
Yes.
So chapter 20 is the famous date episode. So it begins with Nymph watching television, some drama show where a guy is like begging a married woman to go on a date with him. And so it gets the idea in Nymph and Ikaros's head that they should go on a date. So they ask Tomoki about it. And he's obviously adverse to it, saying, no, we can't do that. There's 3 of us. And Nymph's like, so 3 people can't go on a date? Which is important when we consider, again, their first conversation was regarding monogamy. Minazuki brings this up a lot in situations with Nymph. But eventually Tomoki concedes and Ikaros is subtly excited about it. I very much like this page where it specifically points out, like, we're leaving Sohara out this chapter because it's not like she would have contributed anything to it anyway.
Nope.
So they go out on a date, but Tomoki very quickly freezes up and realizes that he has no fucking clue what he's doing because he's never been on a date at all, nor does any girl even like him. It's a nice little gag. So he steals a little dating book that Ikaros is reading and brings them out for shopping. Ikaros, of course, just gets a shit ton of watermelons while Nymph stocks up on candy. And once again, we get the coffee table of the heart joke that I mentioned would be a repeated gag. You can see the text
funny.
on it.
I didn't actually notice that. You're right.
Yeah, you can see the text on the table this time. It wasn't translated. But
I
yes,
also never in my mind there was nothing weird about this page. I just realized he pulled a table out of thin air to flip. So,
no, but a table literally material just so he could flip it, which is great. Also, I just
a while back, Ikaros actually got onto the front page of r/animemes with this picture, and the caption like nobody, like the nobody meme, nobody, and then that guy from the math problems.
Oh, the watermelon! Fuck off! Oh, god damn it!
Which I thought was funny.
Anyway,
it was so nice to see like SNO on the front page of my Reddit. I was so happy.
Yeah, and Plunderer was on not that long ago. So,
yeah,
with the Sugita picture. I mean, not fuck. I called him Sugita. Jail. They're the same character. It doesn't matter. They're the same
Deep
character.
Down, you know it's true. You know, Minazuki has like 5 character designs that he reuses over and over.
Minazuki is aware of this. Even in the like character design section of the first volume of Plunder, he says he's just Sugita. So. Anyway, so they do some more date stuff. They go to the movies. They go to like an amusement park, see some like poor animatronic. They're people in costumes. Tomoki's getting sick of it, but then Ikaro sees in her magazine that they're supposed to be getting intimate, doing things like holding hands. Of course, Nymph just immediately goes and grabs Tomoki's hand. I was gonna say the reason why is because I was gonna say that was a pretty alpha move of her for a beta angeloid, but hey, so she cucks Ikaros, which leads her to start scanning herself because she's feeling pain in her reactor, but she doesn't understand it because she's only just got her emotions unlocked not that long ago, so she doesn't understand feelings. So they go to the zoo.
Like I would say that like even like before she had her emotions unlocked, there was never an opportunity for her to really like use emotions in Synapse previously.
That's fair.
When she was being used as a weapon, so like this is the first. She's probably experiencing a lot of emotions for the first time. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's not like they're all like slowly coming back to her.
No, yeah, like she's never felt love before, so she would never understand what this pain would come from of seeing jealousy, like the person you love. Yeah, jealousy. So they go to the zoo. Tomoki ditches them while they look at the animals because he wants some alone time. And we get this little exchange from Nymph and Ikaros where Nymph notes about how it's kind of sad and curious why these animals were left to be put in these cages. And she wonders why, if it has the same purpose as their collars to like restrain them and keep them controlled. So she suggests, hey, well, since Tomoki wants us to be free, you think he'd be happy if we let the animals out too? And Ikaros, as she's still going through this bit of emotional turmoil, immediately goes into Uranus Queen mode and just tears open the cages. And we get this great page of Tomoki just quietly sipping his tea before he's attacked by a lion and a bear. And of course, I think
the sequence is one of the funniest in the entire first season of the anime. Like,
oh, definitely.
I always lose it at the shot of like the bear and the lion suddenly behind him, and his face is like sweating bullets. It's never not funny.
Oh, thank you once again, Matthew, for another chat. You're really like. You don't have to, man. You're too kind, honestly.
No, he absolutely does.
I almost feel bad, but it really does mean a lot. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. Absolutely.
Also, Vaporwave play of the game, or POG. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
POG. I mean, it's funny if it's play of the game. This is like seconds before the disaster.
Like. Play of the game. Anyway, so Tomoki gets chased down by the animal. Ikaros is just repeatedly setting more and more free, even as Tomoki's being mauled to death. Eventually, they tear through his clothes completely, and he's just running around the park naked. And we get another one of the reoccurring characters. I cannot remember her name. I think she has one. But the zookeeper girl. I
don't remember it either.
Yeah, I think it starts with an S or something. But the zookeeper girl Tomoki leaps in front of her naked, so she believes him to just be some exhibitionist. However, this leads to my favorite part of the chapter, where because of the correlation of the zoo being destroyed and a naked man running around, it escalates and they believe him to be a terrorist. So, of course, the U.S. military immediately gets involved. And we get this great
shit, it's gotta be a terrorist.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's gotta be terrorists.
Where they bring squad, scramble! Fucking hell! We keep fighting and fighting, but will there ever be peace in the world? Don't give up! As long as we keep going, as long as we don't give up, someday there will be.
Yes, we can. I think that was the best thing about Obama's presidency, was that he was a meme. Even in Japan, like there were so many anime that were just like, oh, put Obama in it.
Well, I mean, Trump's a meme too, just in different ways.
He is, but it's different. Like, it's just not as funny as hearing Obama say, yes,
I remember like Trump appeared in Grappler Baki.
Oh yeah, and there was this kid who wore like a Trump mask in Platinum End and shit like that. But anyway. Then we get Tomoki being arrested while the soldiers around him
crying about peace earlier.
Yeah, they're like, we did it! Yeah. And just another great gag of they interview Sugita and Mikako, since they know him. And I find it hilarious how Sugita immediately backstabs him and said, I knew this was going to happen. They always seem nice at first.
Miko's the best one, though. She's like, death penalty. I demand the death penalty.
So Tomoki's eventually let out, and he's like, okay, date's over. Fuck this. We're going home. But Nymph is like, aren't you supposed to like kiss on a date? Bringing out her like hilarious shoujo manga with like the super exaggerated eyes. I really love that. And Tomoki's like, we can't do that. Are you stupid? You can only do that with like the person you love. And she's like, oh, so it can only be me or Alpha. I guess it's gonna be me then. Once again, the Chad nymph makes her move, leaving the virgin Ikaros to run away in tears, not understanding the pain that she feels. Tomoki nearly goes for it and kisses her, but Nymph freaks out.
Nymph is fucking adorable in this panel.
Yeah, we get this great page where at first she just shoves him back, where she's like reevaluating her feelings, like, oh, my reactor. And then she looks at his face, and seeing him, she just smacks the shit out of him. But at this point, Nymph finally realizes that she is legitimately in love. Meanwhile, we cut to Ikaros, who unlike Nymph, does not understand what she's feeling, and crashes herself right into the mountainside because she's trying to correlate the physical pain that she feels with the emotional pain that she's feeling within her reactor. And that's where the chapter ends. I already know what you're going to say, so go on.
Better in the anime. I did it. I waited the whole chapter to say it, and I did it. Better in the anime. Better in the anime. Better in the anime.
Yeah.
So it's better in the anime.
It is a good chapter, though. It's really solid, but it's just the placement.
It's okay.
I don't know. I think this is a really fucking funny chapter. Like I said, that whole sequence of the U.S. military coming to get Tomoki is fucking hysterical.
It is fucking hysterical. I agree. That's the best part of the chapter. But like every other like serious part of the chapter is better in the anime.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
This scene comes before Nymph has been freed in the anime, and like it's framed as like her collar is about to explode. She doesn't have the heart to kidnap Tomoki anymore, and so she decides like before she dies to get like the last little bit of happiness by going out on a date with Tomoki. And like going around and like, when she talks about the birds in the cages, it's thematically relevant because she's feeling trapped like a bird in a cage. And when she tells Ikaros, like, wouldn't the animals be happy if they were free? She's like indirectly talking about, wouldn't I be happy if I was free? And so then like, that makes sense thematically. We get the funny comedy scene. And then at the end, when Nymph goes to kiss Tomoki and Ikaros flies off, Nymph does not say that she's in love with Tomoki. Or she says that like she gets sad because she like not only did she hurt Ikaros, but she knew that she was doing it. She knew that by kissing Tomoki, she was like like would cause distress for Ikaros, but she also knew that she was going to die and like she had like hours left. And so like just for like a second she wanted a little piece of happiness for herself before time came to an end. And that works way better than Niv saying I'm in love after like what, 7 chapters?
I don't know. I thought that bad of the sea. Obviously, the anime is
this is way too fast. This is way too fast.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad in terms
of it's so much better in the anime.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are better in the anime, completely unrelated to actual character development, I prefer that the movie that he went to take Ikaros to was a parody of the Power Rangers, but they were all wearing watermelon helmets. So that's clearly
the Watermelon Rangers.
Yeah, the Watermelon Rangers. That was clearly the best thing the anime added. But
the fun little like mini joke that I liked is that after like Tamaki gets arrested and suddenly appears back, Ikaros is just holding a card, like which explains how he got out of jail and why that scene is over. So like, but you can zoom in on little chibi Ikaros. She is not holding a card in this scene. So that was a fun little detail they added in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So Tomoke, I guess, is an escape artist and just broke himself out of prison.
I just assumed that eventually they like, I don't know, check security footage and saw it wasn't him. Them out. Yeah. It's a gag. It doesn't really matter. But yes,
the anime does not really matter. But it's a fun little detail that is missing.
Yeah, well, the anime didn't have Obama, so
I am now having. That's true. Fair enough.
10 out of 10 chapter. Obama's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think that's all we have to say on this. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, funny chapter, just doesn't have the emotional resonance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is there even any point in like recapping 21, or should we just like say it was better in the anime and go to 22?
Yeah, we'll keep this one short. To be very simple, chapter 21 is the musical chapter where they compete against the people from the Sarami Private Academy, Yoshitsune and his sister Tsukiko. It's a fine chapter, but the fact it's a musical, obviously it's better if you have fucking music.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine chapter. It works. I don't think there's anything that the anime specifically does to like enhance the experience like the previous chapter. But it's just actually hearing Sarami Sayori
Tomoki
Hayami's
singing "My Tingling Nipples."
It's
funny when you're just reading it. Like this page pales in comparison to how funny the anime is.
That is true. Yeah, and again, hearing Sayori Hayami sing "Fallen Down."
Oh yeah, holy fuck! Big, like shot of Ikaros singing "Fallen Down" and like "Fallen Down." Like, who fucking cares? I can't hear the song.
It is very pretty art, I will say.
It's very pretty art. Also, it does not cover for the fact that this is a fucking singing chapter with no sound. I don't know. I don't know why Minazuki decided to make this chapter.
Well, what I will say is that kudos to Minazuki because like
it would be like if I made an anime about a blind guy, and so like every episode is just a black screen. Like, this is the wrong medium to tell the story in.
Okay, fuck off. Listen, I do want to give kudos to Minazuki for actually writing the lyrics to Fallen Down because it is actually verbatim the lyrics that they used in the anime. Same with all of Tomoki's songs. You'll even see in the anime when they put like the credits for it, Minazuki is the one who did them. This is a fun little tidbit. Minazuki in his spare time would also like to make music. If back on his old website from back in the day, which was hilariously called Falled Angel, even though he made a song called Fallen Down, and yet he couldn't call his website Fallen Angel, which I find hilarious. He had 2 songs that he made, and one of them was actually the main theme for his previous series, My Messiah. He created his own theme song for it. They're quite nice. Unfortunately,
awesome.
But yeah, the website is taken down these days, but I still have them saved. So maybe one day I'll upload them somewhere.
That's cool. I should include. Yeah. These are the things that I want to know when I actually ask that. What should I put in the 10 TYDK for SNO in part 11?
Okay. Well, the thing is that when you know everything,
right? Yeah, you need like a prompt or something to bring specific information up.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to include the coffee table of the heart and.
Oh yes, definitely.
Those are both great.
Yeah, but it's a fine chapter. It has a really cute resolution where Tomoki and Ikaros finally like hold hands and like Nymph. Although, one piece of criticism that I can give, it is super weird for the previous chapter to have Nymph finally realize that I love Tomoki, and then this chapter ends with her saying, "It's fine, Tomoki can just go with Ikaros." That is really awkward pacing wise. Now that I noticed that, that is pretty bad, pretty fucking bad. Again, that worked in the anime.
I mean, granted, she is like in denial on the last page. Like, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, but it's still just like pacing wise doesn't work.
Agreed.
That like after, I mean, you could argue that after doing something selfish for herself last chapter,
I think you could swap this chapter around to the last one and it'd make more sense. If she was like trying to convince herself she didn't love Tomoki here, and then she like had to admit it to herself for the next chapter, I feel like it would work a lot better.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. Yeah. But
not as good as the anime. We're done.
We're done. So now on
There's
to
nothing else you can say about 22 or 21.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 21, but like I wrote in my script, I feel bad for this chapter. It lost to the anime before Mizuki had drawn a single panel.
That said, it's not a bad, like we do want a bad chapter. It's fine. It's just, you know, it's a music chapter. It's not good without music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So now onto the main event, big one that I've been looking forward to.
The Bears return. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
Piss off. All right. So you can do this one.
Okay. So the bear returns. Yes, we all waiting for it.
She's got her two little greatest threat.
Yeah, the bear. She's got her two little cubs right there, and she's like fishing, and the fish comes flying out of the water, and he's like, "Nani desu ka?" And then
he
the ground explodes.
Pretty the second.
Oh my God, you're right, Pretty. No. Behold the single best drawing in the entire manga right here, Pretty the Second. Rest in peace.
Real quick.
F's in chat for Pretty, please.
F's in chat for Pretty. Also, hi, Max. My friend is in the chat right now. He's watching this. He found us. Nice. Good to see you, Max. Thank you for watching. You'll be bored. I assure you. But anyway.
Then everything explodes. Killing the bear, unfortunately. And that's the end of the manga at the end. No, because Astria is here. Ba-dum. A new angeloid from Synapse, and her tits are significantly smaller than in the anime.
Right?
Yeah. Ikaros is the only one with a very boob core.
Yeah. Oh God, that's the thing that annoys me the most about the anime. Her fucking. Whenever she puts a shirt on, she just looks flat, and then whenever she takes it off, there's times where she's like bigger than Sohara, which is ridiculous.
Actually, chat, can we please get the Forte symbol in place of F's in chat?
It's you piss off.
That's clever. Fuck you.
Yeah, because Vaporweeb with the good taste, saying best girl over here. No, I prefer Harpy Senior, but I actually do think Astrea is criminally underrated and seen solely as the funny, dumb blonde girl. When in the manga, she's actually one of the best characters. Just saying.
Eventually, she has to start off by repeating Nymph's entire arc, though.
Whatever. She does. It's different. She has boobs.
Okay, great argument. 10 out of 10. So Astria is here, and she says Sakurai, Tomoki, and then blasts off. And Sugura's like, "What the fuck?" And we get this awesome shot of Ikaros with Apollon, by the way. I love this shit. This is awesome.
Random ass fucking.
It's a shame this has nothing to do with anything, but it looks so cool. I love it. I wish this would have been awesome as part of like a chapter where this was happening.
Like maybe the first time Ikaros used it against. If this was the page we were introduced to it on, holy fuck, that would have been cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely, this would be awesome. But
or like if instead of Hephaestus, she brought this out to like scare the harpies or something.
Oh yeah, like this is an awesome page. It's a shame that it doesn't fucking mean anything or matter.
No correlation whatsoever.
Yeah. Anyways, we got to Tomoki, and he's training at like a Buddhist temple, and he's doing that because the Angeloids have been getting it on lately. Really weird translation. Recently, the UMA have been strangely hot, which is something I would say is a joke, but it's really weird to like have Tomoki apparently say.
You got to remember this was translated back in like 2011. This was early internet. So what are you gonna put it as? You know?
Still, have been like strangely like sexy or cute or like
hot.
Okay, HOT hot would have been fine. It's the specific spelling of HAWT that like peeves me.
Look, it's early internet memes. Just leave it be.
I also want to point out the drawing of Nymph was way fucking, or like the drawing of Ikaros and Nymph here was way sexier in the anime. Just to again should on something from Forte this time, or should on like a manga scene from Forte this time. Scene. Do I have that picture? I'm sure I do. I just want to check my porn folder really quick.
Oh
jerk
boy,
off material.
The great. Oh yeah, you spent 9 fucking videos just being like, this show gets a bad rep for just being fan service. Let me go in my porn folder to show you how Nymph looked better in the anime.
Is that my voice? Anyways, here we go. Here's the shot from the anime, which is infinitely fucking sexier. And yeah. Anyways, but now I have to go find the fucking chapter again.
I should have just recapped this chapter.
There's a mistake against me.
Yeah.
So we have which is way worse than the manga. Anyways, Tomoki thinks that Ikaros and fucking Nymph are cute now, and he's been getting boners because of it. And his boners talk to him and say, "You called," which is a great recurring joke. This is one of the few dub changes I approve of, because in the Japanese, his dick is has a really high pitched voice, like "You called." In the dub, his voice is like a really low, like black guy voice, like "Yo, what up?" Like I prefer the dick having the deep voice personally.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, Astria is here, and Sugata comes to Ikaros and Nymph's like, someone's after Tomoki. Meanwhile, Astria begins to attack Tomoki. I've got too many fucking characters to keep track of now. So Hora and Nymph are all freaking out, and Nymph's like, confirming enemy type. Like, the enemy angel has already made contact with Master. Her type is close combat to Angeloid. Type Delta. Astria! Because it's like awesome fucking shot of Astria saying, target confirmed, Sakurai Tomoki. I will eliminate you! As everyone freaks out. And then Astria trips. Again, revealing Minazuki has regressed in his ability to draw ass, which is unfortunate.
It is a tumultuous tale full of strife. Every time he thinks he's reached his goal and can draw an ass, he takes 2 steps back. He'll get there eventually.
I believe in you, Minazuki-kun. You can do it.
Also, thank you, Matthew. You shouldn't have encouraged Sai's bad behavior, but
picture ready on to bad. Yeah.
Thank you, regardless.
Yeah.
So,
and then I do love Nymph's reaction, like, oh, it's her. Which is, reminds me of like GLaDOS, like, oh, it's you. So Nymph immediately loses all sense of worry. It's like, hey, let's just go eat some fucking snacks. Ikaros is like, sure. So they're all like, so is Astria not dangerous? Does she like not have, can she not fight him? And Nymph's like, oh no, Astria is crazy strong. But yes, they're basically just like a triangle, like an RPG stat graph triangle, or I guess like an RPG character creation thing. So when she was creating Ikaros, of the 3 stats of like intelligence, emotion, and power, Daedalus min-maxed Ikaros so that she had maximum power and maximum intelligence. With Nymph, she maximized her intelligence and her emotion, and with Astria, she maximized her emotions and her battle power, which means she's stupid. and that's the dynamic that all 3 of the angels have, which I quite like.
I love that, so much that he just explained it in such a simple way.
Yeah, I really like that.
It shows how they're perfectly all such great foils for one another, too.
Absolutely. So Tomoki's like, teacher's like, why don't we move on to the waterfall? And Asturia's like, bring me! And so he's like, as expected of Ikaros' master, ordinary attacks won't work on him. I need to wait until he lowers his guard. And then Astria like freezes because the water is cold and falls over. And Tomoki has a shot of her like body, and his dick pops up and goes, you rang? Astria again, 0 ass in this shot. Like, this is depressing. Like, this is sad right here.
Should have given her a different name other than Astria if you can't draw it right.
seriously, this is like depressing. Like this is fixed.
He gets better.
Like,
he gets better.
This is fixed by like a single line dividing the ass cheeks, like her underwear's gotten wedged or whatever. Like that is how you fix this image with a single line. Like, and fucking, it's just weird that he didn't.
Looks like a diaper.
I know, like it's fucking weird. Anyways, Minazuki's inability to draw sexy girls in his ecchi harem manga aside, fucking. So basically, Tomoki is like trying to divorce himself from like worldly desires and of like thinking girls are sexy. But Astria's here and she's ruining that by being sexy all the time. So I do like his dick going, "Call me, call me," and fucking Teach like banging the shit out of his dick. Astria continues to be sexy. Tomoki, he like braces himself not to lose, and he loses. Astria plots another like assassination attempt by feeding him food with poison, except instead of poison, she put laxative in it.
And no, she didn't even put in the laxative. I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he'll eat the poison. The poison I've yet to put in.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. But yeah, you're right.
You know who Astria reminds me of a little?
Kronk.
Kronk. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I heard this scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
The poison.
Tomoki's poison.
The poison specifically chosen to kill Tomoki. Tomoki's poison. That poison? Yes, that's poison.
My nose.
What? What'd you say?
I said Minos is just Yzma.
No, Mikako and Astria. Like, that's the team up.
Oh, yeah.
Mikako's the evil, heartless person, and Astria is the idiot filling her plans, which is literally the dynamic that happens in the manga.
Oh, yeah, the following chapter or whatever.
So we do literally get Yzma and Kronk in the next chapter, which is great. Oh, yeah, it's all coming together.
Shut up. Just keep reading.
By all accounts, it doesn't make any sense. I fucking love that movie. Anyways, so Astria trips and like smothers Tomoki with her tits, and then Tomoki has a flashback to his grandpa, and he says, "Tomoki, it doesn't matter, right? Whether a human or an angeloid, they both have boobs, so it's fine either way." And this is Tomoki's like revelation, as like kid Tomoki is like, I see the light now.
He has this like fucking Zen awakening.
Tomoki uses his stand to fucking like pervert the shit out of Astria by taking her through like the 7 realms of Buddhism or the 6 realms.
He follows in Might Guy's footsteps and opens the 8th gate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we see Astria getting sucked into Tomoki's fucking perverted fantasies, where that's like the realm of hungry ghosts, the realm of beasts, the realm of hell, and Astria's being like tortured in like a fan servicey way. But she sees a light, and that's Tomoki in the god realm, totally naked, and they cut to this giant shot of a mushroom, which is wonderful symbolism. Blah, 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 blah. And then Astria runs away and like crashes because like the experience was too much for her.
Yeah, we get this great like parallel to the start of the chapter. Still just also, I love that he just went straight back to fishing. He just oh, okay, it's fine.
I love that we get the actual scene that happened, which is Tomoki whips his dick out, Astria runs away, and Sahara shows up, and Sahara beats the shit out of him as Astria flies away. So that's what actually happened, disregarding all the hyperbole previously. And then Astria reboots and gives this exposition. She says, reconfirming mission. This is the stupidest design thing in the world, but I guess, gotta get that plot.
It's the stupidest angeloid. It works. You could just, she's dumb. Whatever.
I think it's fucking stupid.
Also, one detail that I think neither of us noticed back then. Well, it's because it wasn't explicitly stated. Astrea specifically names the rule here.
Does she?
Yeah, look, however, several weeks ago, traces of downers trespassing in Central Synapse had not been detected. It's because of how they translate, because they say the existence of a rule in Central. Right. This time, interference to the rule was not allowed. So the real reason why Minos was like, we need to kill Tomoki now, is because they were by the rule, and knowing what the rule does. Yeah, they could have used the fucking rule. So that's exactly why Minos was like, okay, no more fucking around. He needs to die, which is a really great like bit of foreshadowing that like you wouldn't have any idea of until later.
Absolutely. I do like that. Yeah. So anyways, Astria gives exposition, which I guess we should just like read for the sake of everyone following along. So the dream that the Downer saw while still incomplete was a unique phenomenon. Fucking the manga translation's so weird though that I had no idea. Like it's difficult to determine what she's actually saying.
Do you want me to read it?
Sure. If you can translate into like normal English, be my guest.
Well, that's a challenge, but
well, you're up to it, I believe.
Yeah. So she says that 11 years ago, a single Downer's dream became connected to Synapse, but the reason is still unknown. It originally wasn't considered a threat. However, the Synapse High Council judged to leave it as be at the time. However, several weeks ago, traces of Downer's trespassing in Central Synapse had been detected by the rule. This time, interference to the rule was not allowed, so the Synapse High Council judged it to be a threat, immediately raising alerts up to level 4, and decided it was urgently necessary to eliminate the Downer, Sakurai Tomoki. So yeah. And then obviously Sukata, huh?
Never mind, you go.
Yeah, Sukata, she awakens and sees that she just blabbed it all to Sukata, and he's like, all right, we're going to have a talk about this.
Absolutely.
And that's where the chapter ends.
It's weird to me that, like, Downer's coming in contact with the rule is only, like, a level 4 threat. Like, it would have been, like, level 5 or level 10 or even level 1 if we were, like, resulting in, like, assuming, like, a reverse order system. Level 4 is a weird, like, threat level to raise it to.
Oh, we don't know how many threat levels that they have.
We don't, but because we don't know that, it's probably better. Like, if he said, like, immediately raising the alert to, like, red alert or to, like, level 1 threat or, like...
Omega.
That sounds cooler. Yeah, that sounds cooler than level 4. So, like...
Whatever.
4 is a weird number to be the max on a rating scale, so I assume it's not. So I assume this is like only sort of a big deal. So
whatever.
It's just yeah.
Well, to be fair, they don't know how to use it because Chaos needed to teach Sukata how to read it first before he was able to actually use the rule. So
well, I mean, that was more. I think Sugurta could have placed his hand on it and used it regardless of whether he could read it.
I'm pretty sure they placed their hand on it at some point before that because.
Well, they didn't make a wish when they did that, though.
Fair, whatever.
I mean, now we're actually spoiling.
Now we're arguing semantics with spoilers. Anyway, we'll get back to that one later.
Mm-hmm.
So chapter.
It does remind me of the joke from Red Dwarf, though. Where it's like immediately raising a threat level to 4, and there's a joke in Red Dwarf where he's like, change the threat status to like red alert, and the guy goes, "Sir, are you sure? It does mean changing the bulb," which which is just really funny to me.
Oh hey, Master N the Assassin, good to see you come back. We're sorry about that. We know that this is a day. It's just that something came up for me on Sunday and wouldn't have been able to make it. And we thought doing it a day early was better than postponing it entirely and being a week behind.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thoughts on this chapter?
What are my thoughts on this chapter? I think. Okay. My notes for the chapter are bear again. Mizuki forgot how to draw asses. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So
yeah, so it's a fine chapter. It's
like comedy wise, I think it's about as funny as in Forte. I think it misses out on a little bit by not having like the voices. I think the voices add a lot to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's fine.
What I will say is that this is much better paced in the manga because the anime added in all the extra chapters.
That's true. Where
they
That's
had
a good point.
Nymph and Sohara and all the other contributed basically nothing in the anime version. Also, I think it's immensely funnier that none of them ever went to go get Tomoki because they just deemed Astrea as that like inconsequential.
That is funny. Right? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so whereas in the anime they just show up anyway and just fuck around in the rest of the episode and don't really do anything.
Yeah,
So
that's a good point, honestly. Like, thinking about it, like, the chapter, like, gets divided in two in the anime. Like, it goes up to, like, this point right here, and then Nymph, Ikaros, and Sahara come in and spend, like, 10 minutes with this completely separate plot line, and then we jump back to this position right here at the end of the episode. So it is oddly paced. The episode is oddly paced now that you mention it. You're right.
Yeah, they just crammed in those 3 extra chapters,
Right, yeah.
which... And they do that in season 1, but they always do it so that it flows naturally. Back in
here, it just interrupts the plot.
Yeah, it just interrupts the plot. It just didn't work at all in the anime, in my opinion. Well, I won't say it didn't work at all, but it just wasn't an effective change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a fine chapter. Nothing great, I would say. Like, for an Angeloid's introduction, it was kind of run of the mill. Which isn't how they should feel, in my opinion. But it's not a bad chapter or anything like that.
It is sad that, like, the newest Angeloid introduced has, like, almost nothing to do with the plot the first chapter introduced in.
Yeah.
Like, Astria is introduced explicitly as a comedy character in this chapter and, like, nothing else, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a little disappointing. And yeah, okay. Do you want to, like, have... I don't like Astria, really.
I love Astria.
I think she gets way better later in the manga, but, like, especially the first couple chapters of her, it's just like she repeats Nymph's arc verbatim, which is...
I would disagree.
Humans are all bugs, and I don't like them, but she slowly falls in love with Tomoki and learns, desires to, like, be with him and to betray Synapse. And...
It's different, though. Like, first of all, we shouldn't say it before we get there. This is... I don't know. I feel like Astrea's, it hits all the same beats. She's a different enough character that it doesn't feel like you're retreading the same things. And I just like her a lot. Like, when it comes to comedy chapters, Astrea is consistently one of the best contributing characters. Her and Tomoki, I'd say, arguably have the best chemistry, not romantic wise, but just like whenever the two of them are on screen together.
Yeah, the two of them make a great, like, great, like, friend couple. Or, like, great friends.
I believe them as friends the most out of any of the Angeloids, and they consistently are the funniest when they're together.
I'd agree with that.
I feel like she earns her presence in the story, even if her introduction isn't the strongest.
Fair enough.
Anyway, now on to an extra chapter.
Extra chapter. It's like
another
chapter,
thing from season 1. Yeah, another thing that was in season 1 originally.
What episode was this in season 1? I was trying to think about that, but I couldn't remember.
I think it was it the beach episode, maybe?
Was it? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Well, okay. The scene of, like, Tomoki forcing Sahara to chop thing was in episode 3, or was episode 2, the flying panties one. Because at the end, like, he flashes back to Sahara's wearing dog panties right here, and that's why he hates dogs.
Oh wait, no, yeah, this wasn't that
part
episode,
was there, but the part where Tomoki, like, sneaks into her house and, like, gives her cake, what was that? Because that was in the anime. I just don't remember what episode it was in.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it right now. Whatever, we can come back to that later. It's not super important. Point is, it was in season 1. So we open up with Sahara commenting about how she has this big orange tree in her backyard, and this is the first year it's ever bore fruit. She comments that this tree was actually a birthday present given to her by Tomoki, and so we flash back to her as a child. She says that back when she was 4 years old, she was, like, incredibly sick all the time, to the point where she wasn't even allowed to go to school. So she didn't have any friends or anything at all.
Wait, 4 years old?
She was 4 years old at this point. That's later. She's 4 years old here when she met Tomoki. So when she was 4,
you go to kindergarten at 4 years old?
No, because she turns 5 later in the chapter. Remember, you're throwing off the flow. Anyway, so
fair enough.
Asking too many questions, fucking idiot. Anyway, so she doesn't have any friends because she can't even go to, like, preschool or anything. However, Tomoki pops in through the window, and I love the first thing he says to her is, "Who are you?" Even though he broke into her house. So after that day, Tomoki would just always come into her house, like, bringing in bugs and animals and eating all her food, and then sometimes he'd forcibly bring her outside. And like Sai said earlier, the reason why she has a karate chop and the reason why Tomoki hates dogs is because once he tried to teach her to do karate because he saw it on TV. And then while she was chopping, he pulled down her pants and saw that she wore underwear with dogs on it. And that made her angry enough to chop straight through the boards. And so that's why he hates dogs and how she got the chop. However, one day on her 5th birthday, Sohara was all bummed out because she was saying, oh, you're supposed to have like a big birthday party on your birthday and bring all your friends in. But because, I haven't gone to kindergarten yet, no one's come. But she goes upstairs and she finds that Tomoki is there. Being the little shit he always is, he's eating her fucking birthday cake without her, doodling on her paper, as you can see. And after she glumly comments, "That's the cake my mom bought for me," Tomoki's only response is, "Happy birthday, Sohara." and then he says, "Don't worry, I brought you a birthday present. My grandpa gave it to me yesterday. It's an orange seed." And he says, "Well, if you plant this, then you can eat oranges every year. So it's a great investment." And that made her happy because she realized that as shitty as he is, he was her one and only friend. Mm-hmm. And but now that Sohara has grown up and she actually has the tree, she realizes that Tomoki was just trying to get rid of his fucking leftovers. But now she decides, hey, at least I can actually enjoy the tree, only to discover that Tomoki has actually been picking from it and eating it himself, getting Ikaros to grab all the fruit. So we get the usual little banter and karate chops from them, and then Tomoki tries to repeat his previous little gag where he says, "Don't worry, I got you something to replace it. I got you a persimmon seed." And he says, if you plant it, then you can grow tons to eat next year, even though they take 8 years to grow. But Sohara has this nice little narration where she says, "Well, I'm sure that in the 8 years, when they go by and we're adults, Tomoki will still be here with me." And it's cute. So that's the chapter. It's cute.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's just cute. It's not. It doesn't really do anything to like. It just. It's a Sohara backstory chapter. It's as simple as that. This is why they're friends. It's just cute.
Literally, I agree. It's a cute chapter. The only note that I wrote was it's disturbing how much little Tomoki reminds me of little me.
You were a little shit, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
I believe that.
Fucking this specifically this scene where Tomoki comes into Sohara's room and is like, "Who are you?" My stepsister very fondly recounts the first time that we met. I was like 10, or maybe like 9. And I had been my dad was dating my stepmom, and they weren't together at the time. And this was like the first time that I had been brought over to their house, basically, to be introduced to them. And so, but they weren't there yet. They were a couple minutes behind because they were doing something. So I'm just exploring this empty house I've never seen before, and I end up going on I find I find a laptop that I've been left sitting around. I start messing with that, and then my oldest sister Lauren walks into the my oldest stepsister Lauren walks into the room and is like, "Who are you?" And the first thing I say to her is like, "Man, this computer sucks."
What the fuck?
So that was the first interaction I had with my stepsister ever. And she very fondly recounts that as me being a spurgy asshole.
You are always a fucking piece of shit.
It is disturbing to me how much Tomoki reminds me of myself when I was that young.
Well, this adds new context to when we go back to the love letter. Why Tomoki is the greatest protagonist ever. Because he reminds me of myself. And I was
just as autistic as I am, yes.
Canonically.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's funny. So
but yeah,
anyways,
not much more to say about that. Takeaway from this chapter is that Sai's always been a prick.
Pretty much. Takeaway from the next chapter is that Nymph is cute as hell.
Yeah. So you're doing
Nymph
this
wants to wear clothes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Tomoki wants Nymph to wear clothes because she's in her Angeloid outfit, and everyone's being distracted by it.
Also, real comment. Even though Minazuki could not draw quite good at drawing hips.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
Like I don't really. I said that like Minazuki could not draw ass, but he was very good at drawing them tips in this chapter.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I'm not even really attracted, but like this is some good ass hips.
But damn, yeah. So, anyways, Tomoki wants Nymph to wear normal clothes, and we're just gonna zoom in and leave this here for a bit. Tomoki wants Nymph to wear normal clothes, so they go shopping for a bit. But it was like, why would I wear normal clothes? There's like no armor and no stealth value at all. These are garbage. Which is a line that gets referenced later. But Tomoki's like, isn't it cute though? And she asks, what does cute mean? And Tomoki doesn't have an answer for that. So he decides to just show her by dressing up himself, which is horrifying.
I love this page.
This is the most disturbing thing Minazuki's ever drawn. That's saying a lot. So he's like, well, it's girly, and Nymph doesn't get it at all. It's just a shot of Tomoki dancing in the dress as Nymph eats pudding and watches TV.
I love how like genuinely upset Tomoki is after he takes the dress off, and he's like, she didn't give a shit.
Also, fucking smug ass Nymph. I love that. Like,
yeah.
Like, were you trying to do something? I wasn't paying attention. So Nymph's like, hey, will you be happy if I'm cute? And Tomoki's like, well, it would be nice on my eyes. And so Nymph says, okay, and changes into the dress, and oh my fucking god. Ah!
That's like her mainstay outfit, other than the Angeloid suit, which I like.
Ah! Like, this is fucking, I love everything about this. This is
You should have skipped
fantastic.
this chapter.
No, it's great. This is the best chapter so far. So Nymph's fucking hot. And then anyway, so Tomoki's like, she's like, do your eye, or like, am I cute? And she goes, okay, so your eyes weren't doing well, so let's have a vision test. And so they do a vision test, which is not a great joke, honestly. I don't like it. It's like, okay.
I think, well, first of all, your delivery of it, fucking garbage.
Okay, how would you deliver it? So Nymph says, am I cute? And then...
Yeah, and he goes, yeah. And she goes, oh, great, then. And she says, you said your eyes weren't doing well. You said cute would like be easier on your eyes, right? It's not like hilarious, but you made it sound.
You didn't make it sound any better. Your delivery was just as dry.
It's fun. I've just read the text. You've cobbled together something stupid. Okay, look, it's not a hilarious joke, but no, it's a joke, and so are you.
It is. Fuck you. It is a joke, but it gets cut out of the anime for very understandable reasons.
Yeah. Anyway, nothing more to say on this chapter.
I mean, the thing that we can say on this chapter is that this chapter was supplanted in the bathhouse episode of the anime. I think it works quite well there as like setting up that Tomoki's preparing to pretend to be Tomoko the next day and is like taking advantage of the situation by shopping for girly clothes. And then so this scene where like Tomoki tries on lingerie or like whatever dress or whatever is in the anime actually sexy as hell because it's Tomoko doing it, whereas here it's disturbing as fuck.
It's funny here.
It is funny. I don't like this top panel is disturbing. The rest of the page is funny. Where Nymph just like is unimpressed.
I love the top page. Look at him. Fucking
unimpressed.
Don't give him shit just because you're not confident enough.
Yeah. Anyways. So
I love the bow on his little stray hair. I think that's adorable.
Yes. Anyways,
all right, so that's enough on this chapter.
Yeah, so this was adapted in episode 11, and I thought it fit quite well there. And like I said, they cut the eye joke, which I think is better.
Yeah, whatever. All right, so now chapter 23.
Oh, also, Ikaros has a watermelon patch before they met Hiyori. Fuck you, Clockwork Angeloid. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck, I forgot Clockwork Angeloid tried to retroactively. Hiyori was the one who did everything.
Yep.
Whatever. I don't want to think about that. You're going to ruin the rest of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get to volume 6. Now, finally.
Volume
through volume
6.
5.
Woo.
On to a very nice looking color page.
Oh yeah,
Minazuki
Sukuto looking fucking like baller here. Like that's
looks
awesome.
baller as shit. I don't even
Yeah.
care that the uniform
It's like a
dope.
different color here. Yeah.
He's like showing up to Astrea's own funeral already.
Yeah, she's
also
like,
the environment looks so good. Like we've brought up before, that Minazuki is really good at drawing landscapes, but it's very rare that we get to see them in color. God, like the clouds and like
so
it almost looks picturesque.
Yeah, it's so fucking like dramatic. Like, you know, it's like a thunderstorm on the horizon as Sukuto confronts Astrea.
Okay. But anyway, so it picks up where 22 left off, where Sukuta's now questioning like Astrea,
also
like, what was that?
This little panel of Astrea like being put out is funny and cute. I like
it. He's like questioning her like so what's this about that synapse you were talking about? And Astrea tries to play it off like, oh my, what a strange dream I just had. And then we get the next page, which is another amazing Angeloid stat page.
Oh yes,
I love these so much.
Stat page, fuck yeah,
always the best. Although we get some funny Minazuki mistranslations here. For example, he put Isis L instead of
local
Aegis.
Combat.
Yeah, local combat. Very much like the cherished class.
This is supposed to mean close range Angeloid. What this has been translated
combat.
as instead is local combat.
Yeah, this isn't the translator's error.
No, this is Minazuki's error. It's just funny. Like I just actually typed like close range into Google Translate and it spat out local as a translation.
Probably, yeah. And then I love Isis L.
Like I just love the idea of like local combat. Like find combat in your area, in and around your house.
Local combat.
Yeah, it's funny to me.
The off-brand version of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Anyway, also I love the detail of all the chains her in the background. It's very easy to miss, but to show that she's like, you know, it's very blatant. Symbolism. Anyway, so
it's so fucking deep. Do you guys understand what the chains represent symbolically? Like, oh man, fucking
okay, Mister Nip, let the bird out the cage because she feels like she's in a cage.
David Lynch eats her heart out. Like,
whatever. Also, Minazuki, this is one of the best examples of him drawing wings so far.
Absolutely. Like this looks great.
Yeah, as soon as Astrea shows up, figured it out.
Yeah,
no more toilet paper wings.
Finally, Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
it took long enough. Also, her boobs are huge here for no reason.
I guess this is what the anime moment of the.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So Sukuta immediately. Angeloids don't sleep. And then just continually questioning her, like, oh, so does that mean the new continent is above Sarami? And she's like, what's the new continent? It's Synapse. And then Sukuta just goes quiet, adjusts his glasses, and then just follows, is that, and that is? Yeah, I love how, like,
go on.
Yeah, go on. He's just kind of poker face the whole time. And so Astrea attempts to kill him and just immediately misses and trips over herself once more. And before she can attack again, Mikako comes from behind and just ties her up.
I love the shot of Mikako. It's great.
Yeah, just coming with the rope. Yeah. So of course Mikako's like, oh, so you're here to kill Tomoki. And Astrea's like, oh, please forgive me. Don't hurt me. Mikako's just like, I'll help, which is great. Super in character. I love Sukuta's like expressionless and yet still very clearly concerned face.
Yes.
And so she unties Astrea, like, oh, you should have said so sooner. I was thinking that we needed to kill him. And then she like builds up like Astrea's confidence a bit too, like, oh, Sakurai-kun, you know, he's cunning, he's really difficult to kill, so we're gonna have to do things the old-fashioned way, have the time-honored traditions of Japan. And so we cut to school. It's snowing. Tomoki's just trying to take a nap, enjoying the peace. All of a sudden, apparently Nymph caught a cold, which is an interesting detail.
It's
never really it's never really brought up again. But Sara's just like,
the whole reason that he like says this. Colds. The whole reason that this is even a thing is that like he wanted them out of the episode so they can introduce Astrea.
It's literally
and I
just
vastly
so gross.
prefer the anime solution to that, which is just tell me to look for a hot spring. So that they like combine the like 26.5 with this chapter.
Yeah.
Which is a much better excuse than a robot being sick.
Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Actually, the anime makes that same mistake later in the season, so I don't know if you want to give
Oh god,
credit.
fuck.
Ikaros gets sick too. Anyway,
Forte hurts so much, Isaiah. Why does it hurt?
Mikako like goes over the announcement with her classic. Oh, I miss hearing it in the anime. The ping pong.
Yeah, what's great about that is that her voice actor is making that sound like it's like she comes to the speaker, it's like bong bong bong.
Yeah,
it's war.
Yeah, just immediately. It's all assemble field. We'll be splitting into boys and girls, and instead of a snowball fight, it's a snowball war. Mikako's even dressed up as like a traditional like Japanese empress, fanning herself. Got all the girls bearing banners of war, while Tomoki is literally being forced to be the team captain of the other team. You can see he's even tied up. I love that. And then fucking Mikako's like, so the rule is that basically you just beat the other team until they are all incapacitated. Doesn't matter if you're by a snowball, you keep fighting until you pass out. And the winners will gain the privilege to do anything they want to the losers. So of course Tomoki's immediately interested. I love that the boys go super neutral to being like, my lord, Tomoki-sama. And so
Hoyagata-sama!
We get this great panel of him just going, the time has come. The enemy is at Honoji! Which, if you guys don't know, it's a reference to the Honoji incident, which was the betrayal of Oda Nobunaga. Kill la Kill also, for you guys that watch Kill la Kill, specifically named the place Honoji Academy because a lot of the characters actually represent like the different prefectures of Japan at the time of. It's really neat. But
that's one of the reasons they called it that. Do you know the main reason?
I forget the other one, but I know.
Satsuki named it that because she planned to betray her mother there eventually.
Oh right, yeah, the coup.
And Honoji was the fortress, like because at the Battle of Honoji, Oda Nobunaga was betrayed by his like closest advisor.
Which also happens here.
Stabbed through the back. And so at Honoji Academy in Kill la Kill, Satsuki stabs her like mother through the back and reveals that it's the school's the fortress she used to like fight her, which is fucking awesome and I love that.
I hope you've all seen Kill la Kill inside and just
fuck it. If they haven't seen Kill la Kill right now, they deserve to be spoiled at this point. Like that is a crime against nature not having watched Kill la Kill.
Anyway, so the plot, the reason why I brought up that whole plot of the
really quick, Isaiah, before we continue anymore, I'm going to hang up the Discord call and call you again because they started skipping. And it seems to me that it's just like after like an hour and a half talking on Discord, you just start skipping. So I want to see if I can like recall you and see if that'll fix shit.
All right, let's see.
So, cool. Oh, thank God he's gone. Oh, fuck. Guys, you have no idea what I have to put up with him. Like, it's oh, God, he's calling me back. Fuck.
Hello?
Hi, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can they hear me just fine?
Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back to the stream.
Yeah, it always, now that you bring it up, it is only after like long periods of time where it'll start skipping. It's so bizarre.
Fucking. I may have said some things between when we hung up and when we got back together, but you know.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I'll be very happy to look at the VOD later.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, so you can hear me just fine?
Yes.
Sweet. All right. So the reason why I brought up that whole anecdote later of this like being a reference to the Honoji incident is because this chapter follows suit. As you see back then, like when the coup was held, it was to corner Nobunaga, who was considered the strongest daimyo at the time. And so Astrea's all like, I see. They're all coming for me. All the downers are here to strike me, the strongest opponent. And they all just immediately run past her, just abandoning her because Tomoki's like, oh, she's stupid. Doesn't matter. And they all just pummel the shit out of Sora. It's this great page where not only do they pummel her with snowballs, but Tomoki says, "Bury her! Give her no space to breathe." Just attempting to murder her.
Okay, so really quick, tangent. Back in the day, I somehow managed to watch the entirety of Ranma 1/2, which is an insanely long and kind of shit show.
Fuck you, I love Ranma.
The first 20 episodes are great. Everything after that's crap, though. It is not a series that goes on well. Anyways, there's a joke in like episode like 120 or some shit. I vaguely Googled for it earlier and couldn't find it. I remember it because it's like the funniest joke in the entire show, I thought, when I watched it when I was like a teenager, which is like Happosai, the one guy who like has a crush on the pigtailed girl, the girl Ranma, and the principal that everyone hates. They like fight Ranma as like they team up on him, and like Ranma blasts them all off and they end up in a hole. And all the students gather around like, wow, everyone we hate in one convenient place. Just one thing to do. Bury them! And so it's like shoveling dirt on top of them. So, like, this scene is so similar, I almost wonder if it's a direct reference.
I wouldn't be surprised because nearly every like modern harem show takes some inspiration from Rumiko Takahashi's early work.
All inspiration. She created the fucking genre.
Essentially, which was funny because
she also created every single archetype for every girl.
Pretty much, yeah.
She invented tsundere. Like,
not only did she invent the harem genre, she was also the first to like satirize it because like I always say, Ataru is like Tomoki is 100% just modern Ataru, where they're both just piece of shit protagonists that no girl would realistically like if not for circumstance. But anyway, so Estrella gets pissed, all like, "Hey, why aren't you guys targeting me?" And Tomoki's doesn't even respond to her. I love it. He just turns to his boys and he's like, "She's stupid. We can just leave her alone." And Estrella forms this giant snowball and runs at them only to trip over a mole. And
that's Rossetti from Animal Crossing, right?
Is it supposed to be? I mean,
I think so. Like, it doesn't he have like the mole that pops up during Smash and like blocks your screen?
I know who the fuck Rossetti is. I play Animal Crossing, but that
I have not played Animal Crossing, so like I'm saying.
Oh, you're missing out. The game's very therapeutic.
Whatever. I think this is supposed to be Rossetti. Like,
I don't know. Rossetti usually looks pissed, but
maybe.
Anyway, so she trips over the mole.
I mean, he's vacationing in a different manga. Maybe he's relaxed.
Fair. Okay, so she trips over the mole and just crushes herself under the giant snowball. And so the battle rages on. They have now captured many of the women. Tomoki's drinking fake sake. Again, it's Coca-Cola. I consistently love this detail where they just pretend it's wine and get drunk off of it. And so they like torture the girls a bit by just fucking around with them. And this scene is much more tolerable in the manga. I've noticed in the anime they really drag this scene on and almost like treat it like a porno with like close-ups on like all the girls' lips. Here it's just kind of like they're fucking with them, like they're fanning at them and like trying to put like a nurse outfit on them. And then Tomoki just pokes her in the face with a little tickle thing, and in the anime he's like rubbing on all over her boobs. It's really uncomfortable. Yeah. And then one gag that is great though is that he draws a fucking elephant over his dick. So his dick's it's super juvenile, but it made me laugh.
But it's so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so then one of the students come in. He's like, "Tomoki, my lord, we have a problem." And just as the story of the Honoji incident went, there's been a coup where all the popular boys have betrayed them in order to free and work with the girls. Tomoki has this.
Those damn chads! They betrayed us.
Put F's in the chat for the unpopular guys.
God, the entirety of SNO is a battle of chads and virgins. Like,
yeah, Tomoki really was the start of incel culture.
He was the OG Elliot Rodger before Elliot Rodger.
I wouldn't go that far, but anyway.
I mean, he killed everyone, so like
True. Anyway, so Tomoki has a mental breakdown. All like, off with their heads, kill the fucking popular boys. But now, again, just as in the Honoji incident, they're completely surrounded. All of their walls are covered. Mikuko's gloating. Tamaki takes out like a fucking one of those like baseball like guns that they use to shoot, and he's shooting snowballs out of it all. Like, taste the rage of the unpopular guy. But as if things couldn't get any worse, we get this wonderful gag of SnO, which is one of my favorite stupid puns in this series.
Oh, absolutely! It's the best stupid pun. SnO is too good.
She turned into her after being buried. She became a giant rage-filled snowman, and just begins assaulting and beating the shit out of all the guys. And they're all like, "Run! It's the dreaded SnO!" It's great. She just completely destroys their base, and we get another song from Tamaki.
Which isn't as good better. Because there's no.
This one
Why
actually.
Does Mizuki like songs so much?
I know, right? This one I think works a bit better in the manga, just because it's very clearly a joke song. Like as they're fucking being pummeled to death, just like, how are we not popular? And then it ends on the surprisingly brutal picture of the boys all fucking bleeding in the snow. Yeah. As Tamaki says, "Father, your bloodline ends with me." And Astrea's like, "Jesus, this is a downer war." But Tomaki's just stuck in a little snowball right now, begging for her to help him. She comes over and she realizes, wait, this is the perfect opportunity to kill him. He's helpless. So she takes out her sword, and we get this really... I love this scene, as goofy as it looks with Tamaki in the snowball.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be a lot cooler if, like, dramatic Tamaki wasn't coming out of a snowball.
No, that's the thing. Like, it's such a fucking great scene, but Tamaki's like at her kneecaps, and he just goes, "Are those master's orders too?" And she freezes, and he's like, "All of you Angeloids can't ever decide to do something for yourselves. Is killing me your own decision?" And she hesitates, but freaks out, saying that it's our purpose just to serve our masters. So shut up and let me kill you. But before the blade can strike, Ikaros arrives, and I love this interaction too, because she's just, "It's been a while, Astrea," because now she remembers.
Hisashi desu.
Yeah. And Astrea's like, "Oh, Ikaros, it's been a while. You seem to be doing well." And Ikaros just goes full Spider-Verse and like puts her hand on her shoulder. And she's
hey.
Like, hey. and she's like, "Astrea, if something were to happen to Master, I wouldn't forgive you." And so Astrea freaks out and realizes, I can't fucking kill him or I'm dead. But she also realizes, I can't go back to Synapse either, because Minos is pissed because Nymph and the Harpies have already failed him. So if I go back, he's going to kill me. So we get this great panel of Astrea just like, "Welcome to the wilderness," where she's now living out homeless with fucking Sugata. And they're both just trying to catch fish together. But she looks up at the sky and sees the birds flying freely, a symbolism that is always, reused in this. And she thinks back on Tomaki's own words of like,
this
"Is that
feels,
your
I
own
seem to
decision?"
remember this being in Nymph's Arc. I seem to remember all of this being in Nymph's Arc.
I don't remember SnO and Nymph's Arc.
Yes, I do remember like birds, the symbol of freedom, and like calling Tamaki downer, and fucking
Also,
humans
just
are
to shut
inferior.
you up, there's one. There's one bonus page at the very end where we see what Mikuko actually asked for.
I don't have that page.
Oh well, for me, she makes Tamaki to build the pyramids. So
okay.
So now we know where they came from. It wasn't aliens. It was Tamaki.
Is that? I read the start of next chapter. Oh yes, I do. Yeah. Okay, it's at the next chapter for no reason.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it's just.
I'll move that around, but yeah, here it is.
But yeah, it's great. So thoughts on this chapter?
1 second. I'm just moving that around and making my manga copy more complete. Page 48.
Oh yeah, I had to do that a ton too back in the day.
Yeah. 48. Okay, cool. What do I think of this chapter? I really like it.
Yeah, I think this is genuinely one of the funniest like comedy chapters up to this point, if not the funniest one.
I wrote in my notes this is the funniest comedy chapter so far.
Oh, sweet. No, yeah, this it's just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Every joke hits, and one of the great things about whenever SNO like does these things is how seriously like it takes itself, even though it's very clearly a joke. Like again, they're reenacting a fucking real Japanese war,
With
but
snowballs and torturing
snowballs, and then
perving on girls. Yeah.
yeah, tons of whether it be like juvenile humor, Tomoki flopping his dick around with an elephant, or them literally attempting to murder Sohara. Like everything about this chapter is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I love
agreed.
it, and I don't even think that the anime is that much different. Like they include the hot springs bit, which is a better way of explaining why Nymph and Ikaros wasn't here. But other than that, it doesn't. The only other thing it really adds is a lot more unnecessary fan service, which I touched on earlier. I genuinely think this works better in the manga as a whole.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Aside from the song obviously is better.
Yeah, I agree with that too. The one thing I do like, okay, the scene where Ikaros like puts her hand on Astra's shoulder is like if you kill Tomoki, I won't forgive you. I realize like Ikaros' eyes in the manga like are hypothetically supposed to be red, but like there's barely any difference between like her red eyes.
I can
and her
see it.
normal,
What are you talking about? It's pretty clear.
You can tell, but like okay, I just
okay,
love this
now
scene
we're just talking
so
about
much
constraints
in the
of the medium, though. That's not Minazuki's fault.
Well, it's okay because in the anime, there's like more detail in her eyes when it shifts into like red mode.
No, yeah.
And so I think it just looks cooler than like the comparatively blank stare right here.
No, yeah, I do love
weapons and locks on and shit. Like
no, yeah, the anime like really leans into them being like robots by adding like the really cool like hyper detailed. You can see like the targets in their eyes. You can see like there's layers to their eyes. I will admit,
episode 4 or 4. I just remember like. I vividly remember like watching the scene originally, and Ikaros like her eyes go red, and it's just like, oh shit! Like Ikaros like a motherfucking badass. As like, yeah, like okay, I'm just gonna fucking pull up the clip from the anime really quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get past talking about the anime? I just want to enjoy them.
Never. Well, soon enough, I promise. Anyways, so here's the bit.
Not next chapter, that's for sure.
I know, right?
You look well.
Oh, got us a dub. No, save us. Hold on. Japanese subtitle track. There we go.
先輩もお元気そうで何よ。アストレア。たとえ誰の命令であっても、マスターに何かあったら私許さないから。
Like to me, that was such a fucking awesome moment, and here it's just like I just think it's less cool. Like,
yeah. It's fair.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I do like Astra's reaction more in the manga. Like that's funny.
No, the like freak out face. Like,
yeah. Where does the bird come from?
It's just meant to show like.
Is it supposed to be like because like in the panel above, like it's Ikaros' black bird attacking a white bird, so is it supposed to be the white bird freaking out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's just supposed to represent the difference in them. Like Ikaros is a bird of prey in Astrea's vision, whereas Astrea is just this little fucking chick.
Yeah,
it's just like symbolism or whatever. It's just imagery. I don't know what you'd call it. But yeah, I think that's like most of what we can pull from this chapter.
Let's see. Yep, that's all I got.
Cool. So next is a 24. Very good chapter. One of my favorites from early on. I love this chapter.
Oh god, we're gonna be here for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be the majority of the stream right here.
I was like, man, making a good time. We're gonna be like sub 2 hours 30 minutes. Nope. Oh god. Well, okay, I'm gonna take a piss before we start this chapter. So
yeah, that's fair. If you guys have any questions to ask or anything, feel free to ask them while Sai's off in the bathroom. I'm right here. Let's see if I missed anything in the chat in the meantime. I guess Yo Beef Jerky. I guess I'll watch this instead of reading the manga again. Yeah, that works. The idea is kind of to like read it beforehand, so that way everyone can like contribute in the discussion with us and not have to worry about like spoilers and stuff. But yeah, that works just fine. We're just happy to have you here regardless. Master and the Assassin. Would the story be different if Estrella had a different personality? I mean, yeah, just by reckon of having a character act completely different. Of course, the situations would be completely different as well. I mean, without any spoilers, like one of Estrella's biggest character arcs later revolve around her like wanting to be more mature and look out for someone else who I won't say. But yeah, if she didn't start out stupid and dumb and immature, then we couldn't have had that cool arc.
I return.
Hello.
Hello.
Matthew says, third season, make it now. Well, unfortunately, the 2019 Tomaki shirt betrayed us. Nothing's coming this year.
Damn them! What's the meme? Them bastards lied to me.
No, the studio that even made the anime went under a while ago. And with the thing that a lot of people like here don't really understand.
Well, I mean, AIC's gone, but fucking what's their name?
I don't
IMS
want them
still
to
owns the
touch.
SNO
I don't want
rights.
them to touch it.
No. I don't want IMS touch SNO ever again either. I'm just saying it's not impossible.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand: anime exists to sell the manga in Japan. That is literally the only. Like, obviously, there's certain examples where if it's like an anime original or whatever, or if a team is just incredibly passionate. But the main reason why anime adaptations are created are to drive up manga sales. That always happens with like any series in Shonen Jump. The second an anime comes out, the manga jump in sales dramatically because they have an increased viewership. And whenever the anime is not airing, the sales will drop back down. The manga has been over for
it's
over
so
5
bizarre. It's like, okay, imagine if the Marvel Cinematic Universe existed because the comic books didn't sell well enough by themselves.
I mean, that is kind of why they exist. That's part of the reason. Like comic sales, the comic industry like basically almost died before the MCU.
Imagine if Infinity War was being made, not because it would make a shit ton of money, but specifically because like we want to sell more volumes of the comic book.
Yeah, that is true. In Hollywood
like,
here, it's a little bit different.
It just seems to me like they'd make way more money. Like if they just focus on the fucking anime. I don't understand why the thing that makes more money exists to like serve the thing that makes less money. It's just weird.
It's just how it works there.
Bizarre.
So because the manga's been over for so long, and it's not like an FMA Brotherhood situation where like the team was just super passionate and wanted to do the story right. The original team's already gone, so we're just it's not going to happen, unfortunately, as much as I would like it to. But
I will say, I have long thought that if I ever come into $10 million, I would absolutely be willing to fund. And my working title for it's always been Heaven's Lost Property Symphony.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. So if I ever got $10 million, fucking Kickstarter backers, then I would happily fund Symphony's creation. It's just no one wants to give me $10 million for some fucking reason.
Yeah. But like I said, Sumi Nizuki's newest series, Plunderer, is getting an anime in January. And yeah, it very clearly isn't going to be as heavily produced or as well produced as the first season of Sora no Tashimono was. But still be sure to at least give it a watch, give it a try, see if you enjoy it. And if you do, the manga is now officially available in English. The first 4 volumes are out. So give them a try. What? Support Minazuki. Huh?
What?
I said I was talking about Plunderer.
Plunderer. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about SNO. I was like, wait, what?
No. Yeah, actually,
you gave me hope for a shining fucking moment. Fuck you.
Well, you want to know something sad? That SnO actually was the manga. The first 10 volumes were available in English for a while under J Manga. I don't know if you ever heard of them before.
I have not.
It was one of the first like official English like manga sites where they would buy the licenses from Japan, and they brought over more obscure series that were never licensed by like Viz and Yen Press and shit. But because they just started too soon when it was still too niche, and they went under, and because it was digital only, those first 10 officially English volumes of SNO are lost. It's really sad.
Yeah,
it sucks. Which is why I'm so hesitant to go all digital.
A professional company translated the first couple chapters of SNO. We don't.
The first 10 volumes. The first 10 volumes. First 10 volumes.
That hurts.
Yeah, it really does. They went under in like 2013 or something. I think it fucking sucked.
I do like vaguely recall that. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we're going on a tangent. Now we can start one of my favorite chapters.
Yeah, this is fucking great.
Yeah, it's your turn now.
And it opens with the main character, the bear, and her 2 cubs.
We get another JoJo fight between her and Sugita.
I love this bear. This bear is the best character of the whole show.
Oh, no. Now the stream's going to be popular. We made a JoJo reference.
Yeah, we did it. I don't like JoJo. There goes all the extra viewers. Sorry, I ruined it.
I do, so come subscribe to Broodmeister. That's my YouTube channel. I've made literally 1 video on JoJo, or 2. And
okay. Let's fucking start the chapter. Are you reading it, are you reading it, or am I?
I think if you want me to read this one, I can, but I did the last one, so
that's fine. Yeah, I'll do it. So the chapter opens up, and Sugita's fighting a bear. And Tomoki's like, "I'm going home," and he's like, "Mate." And
I can just hear it.
Yeah, mate. Fucking it's great. As fucking Sugita waves goodbye to the bear, which is really funny.
I love the bear. I'll get you next time.
Yeah, and I love her kid latched onto Tomoki's head. Anyways, so you came at a good time. I have some business to take care of elsewhere, so you can do the fishing for me. As he hands fishing rods to Nymph and Tomoki. Tomoki doesn't want to do it, and so he ties him up and forces him to do it. Nymph here looking kawaii as fuck. But Sugita, as what Ikaros is chasing like a fly there in the background. I love how just easily. I love how ADHD Ikaros is. Yeah, it's a fun running joke. So Sugita's like, "Hey Nymph, come over here." She's like, "What is it?" He's like, "I have a favor to ask. First, hold this watch for me." And then he whispers the rest of the plan to her. And then Sohora walks in on Sugita using the dive game again. And the dive game looks considerably shittier here than it did originally. This portal looks like crap. It looks like a portal from Portal.
To be fair, they're in a tiny ass tent, so they didn't have the room to make it look like all the same as usual.
The anime did it fine.
Whatever. Here we go again.
Yeah, yeah. And then Sohora's like, "What?" And he's like, "Didn't I tell you? I have some business to take care of." As he walks into the dive game portal, and he appears at
beautiful ass shot of the rule. Fucking beautiful.
It's so good. I love this shit.
The way that it it's great because not only is it framed as looking down on Sugita, but the first panel we see of Sugita, he's crouched.
Bowing
it's from the floor's perspective, looking up.
Yeah, he's also kneeling to it, which I like.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just I love how it's just object given holy reverence, but it's always cast in shadow as this dark, almost evil thing. Despite being a holy artifact, displayed as a holy artifact. It's so, this is so good. Pump this shit directly into my veins. I love it.
The clouds look great here too. Now that we don't have the shitty scans from before.
Absolutely, this is so good. So Sugita looks at it. He's like, "Now then, time to get to business." And then Sohora is behind him. And I don't like Sohora very much, but this panel of her is really cute. I've got to admit.
Oh yeah, she looks adorable.
Yeah. He's like, "You followed me?" And she says, "This is Tomoki's dream, right? Why are we here? Last time Tomoki told us this wasn't his dream." And Sugita says, "Sohora, do you remember the name The Synapse?" And she says, "That's where Ikaros and Nymph are made, right?" Ikuro-san told us, or Ikuro told us before that like I was created by the synapse. Another great fucking shot of the rule. Every single panel of the rule, Minazuki kills it. I love it. It's great. Anyways, the other day I happened to overhear Astria talking. In the air of surrounding city, the magnetic disturbance seems to be the synapse. And Sahora, I think we better not talk to Toloki about this, but his dream seems to be connected to synapse. That means that we are currently in the synapse.
Sahara looks really cute as a whole. Now, I was gonna say, like, I meant to comment on it.
I like this shot less because her forehead is like twice the size of like her normal head.
Fair. What I was gonna say is that, like, in this period of time in general, like I meant to. We're talking about that extra chapter with Nymph. Mm-hmm. This was when Minazuki really started to nail like making the characters look cute as well. In the early chapters, they don't really look very cute, but like
in the early chapters, he's struggling to make them on model. Now he has gotten proficient enough with that to now like go the extra mile and make them look good. If we ignore Sahora's like 9 head here.
Yeah. But yeah, he's consistently drawing them well.
She's like turned into an alien from Star Trek. Like she doesn't giant fucking forehead.
You're giving her too much shit. Anyway, like not only is he finally like refined his style, but now like the characters just look cute. They look attractive. It's nice.
Yeah, I agree.
It's good. But yeah.
So he's like, I wonder what kind of place Synapse is. That's why I came here to investigate. Sahora is like frantically like, investigate. There's nothing here. All I can see is this weird pillar and the trees, and even at the edge, all I see is the sky. And I love this shot of like Sahora standing on the edge of like the thing. Although I'm getting like intense like secondhand like vertigo for her.
Yeah, God, how the fuck can she stand so close? That makes
I know, right?
Freak out.
Yeah, and in one of the best like flip the page moments in the entire manga, Sugata says, "Sahora, look down."
God, Synapse. It's so fucking beautiful.
Oh, it's so good.
It's honestly. Look at the detail on every single different like one of the floating islands.
Yeah. Let's just zoom in over here. So we got like I think that's the dome we visit later, right over there. A little like circle thing
looks
on
like
the big island.
Yeah.
And then there's like the town they walk through over next to it. So like this entire place has clearly been like mapped out by Minazuki or some shit.
And as you can see, like the water from one actually flows down to the other. Like
it's got like a big like fountain arrangement. Looks like they're growing food right there. That's how they eat and they get all their shit. Like we've got like a weird sort of like pillar thing down here. Presumably also this big main one we see is where Daedalus is.
Yeah, it looks like you can see like her little tree house, but they could just be another one.
But like, oh my god, this is so fucking pretty. This is the best image in the whole manga so far.
Yeah, go to the next page though, because I love that one too.
Yeah, this is also really good.
Yeah, how the rule stands above all of them.
Yes, everything. But yeah,
everything.
Like yeah. I will say I do like the bottom of the islands less than in the anime. Because in the anime they have a bunch of like sci-fi shit hanging off of them. Whereas here they're just like floating plates. They don't look quite as they look almost like sillier here.
Yeah.
So I do prefer this above shot before we can see that they're just like floating dinner plates in the sky. But like I mean even this is still really pretty. Also, are the bottoms of the plates supposed to be projecting the night sky?
I'm not sure if it's
supposed
like
to
stars? Specifically be or what stars.
Like the things in the bottom of the plate, there's like white specks.
It might be, but
or is that just like?
It could also just be specks on the scans. That's the thing. It's hard to tell. It could be.
And there's like specks elsewhere too, aren't there? So yeah,
because it wouldn't really make sense for them to be projecting the night sky when it's fucking day.
Yeah.
And
in the next panel we see there's
the page.
Yeah, and in the next panel we see they're all black on the bottom. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I believe they're just supposed to be black on the bottom because collectively they just form that giant like electromagnetic field that just make it looks like there's a gap in the sky. So I think that's what it's going for.
Right. Fair enough.
But anyway.
Cool. So Sugata like builds his little like makeshift hang glider. And this is why I like that it worked earlier in the manga, because in the anime it hasn't worked yet, but he just like pulls it out and it works. So actually no, I guess if you count the OVA, it has worked now. So
no, yeah, which you would. The OVA does canonically.
Yeah, that's fair. 2. I forgot the OVA had that scene in it, so I guess it has technically worked already. Still, that for anyways. So they fly around. So they use the hang glider to get around Synapse because they can't fly. And there's just again another beautiful shot of their hang glider like going over all the different islands. It's so fucking pretty. And we see like Synapse, despite instead of being this land of like like if you imagine the place that created the Angeloids, you imagine like a fucking like a Factorio world, a world of like big machines and like towering skyscrapers, very Industrial Revolution, or at the very least like very like sci-fi, like Blade Runner style, like futuristic skyscrapers and neon and holograms. No, it's fucking like a bunch of tree houses and intermixed with this like pieces of like country just floating up in the middle of the sky. It's literally heaven. Like
Sohara makes
beautiful,
on
lovely place. Yeah.
No, it's a really amazing subversion of expectations, and it makes it look like so desirable to live in. Like you said, it's like literally heaven.
Yeah. Anyways, so on the next page, now that they've gotten lower and they've like gone down a bit, they can see through the clouds. They can see Sorami City far, far, far below them. And Sohara basically says what I was saying, which is like she was expecting there to be machines and skyscrapers and. Because Icarus was created here. I pictured like a sci-fi movie, but it's just this like picturesque, like small, humble town almost that looks just fucking beautiful.
Another thing that's important though is that there's no one there.
The entire place is empty. You'll see, and they even say, or Sugata even comments on it, like more importantly, I haven't noticed a single person since we got here. Like, where did all the people of Synapse go? Well, if we were found and captured by an Angeloid, who knows what would happen? The next page, they are found and captured by an Angeloid. It is here that, like, my faith in Sugata starts to break down, where he's like, an Angeloid, I'll punch it. Like,
hey, he's the ultimate middle schooler, remember?
Fucking, this is so, the fact that this was his plan if he was caught is so fucking stupid.
Well, we know what his plan was for if he got caught. He just didn't expect, like...
The fact that this was his, like, backup plan if he, like, guessed wrong is really stupid.
Leave him alone, okay? He could have pulled out the fork. See what I had her.
He tried to punch an Angeloid. It's fucking retarded.
I love him. Shut up. He's doing his best.
I love him too, but like this is so stupid. Anyways, Sugata goes to punch an Angeloid, but before that can fail miserably, she walks right past him. And we see there are a bunch of other Angeloids look exactly the same, just like keeping the place clean, like picking, keeping weeds out and dusting everything, and making the place look generally nicer. So they're cleaning the town. And then a bell rings off in the distance, and all the Angeloids walk away.
I can hear my
heart bell. The Shitande, you know. I can hear my heart bell. The Shitande, you know. Ore no beru ga naru. Ore no beru ga naru.
Okay, we've dragged this on long enough.
Anyway, so the heart bell rings. And then all the Angeloids walk into this high-tech dome, which is very different from the town they were just in. And so Sugata is like, well, we might as well see what's inside. And as he walks in, he is like suddenly teleported into this train down below. And he sees like someone like stretching like, oh man, work was so hard today. And he gets blasted away again and teleported to this old lady sitting with a cat on the front stairs. He gets blasted away again, this time to the river in front of his tent, as we see Tomoki. And Sugata's like, what's going on? So Tomoki's sitting there. And then from the distance, we see we see two like girls in school walking by, and they said like, "Look, it's Sakurai, that like cockroach. He's like so annoying, and like I hate him." And this random girl goes, "Really? I always get the feeling that like he's having so much fun. I like that about him." And then Sugata again is transported, this time back to the dome in the Synapse, and we see another fucking great splash page.
Yeah, oh my god, the fucking center of the dome looks... I don't even know how you describe that.
It's like a mass of pulsating energy. Like, it reminds me of like the fucking, like, do you know when you go to hell in Doom 2016, and there's like the giant like hell portal that like is like generating all the hell energy?
Yeah.
Like that, like the giant like Sauron eye thing, or like all the pulsing. It reminds me of that.
Yeah. Only like, the opposite of hell.
Yes.
Also, God, like the amount, I can't imagine how long it took for Minazuki to draw every single one of those pods.
I mean, by the time we're getting to the back, not very long, because they become literally.
Well, yeah, but still, like having to keep them all looking like, so symmetrical and like.
Yeah. No, this is a great.
Be a pain in the ass.
Shot. No, you're right. This is a great page. It looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I can make fun, but I do not approach anywhere near the level of talent required to make something this cool looking. Sugata walks into a dome and sees thousands of pods. And as he's walking down, this dome isn't this. So this is I'm back in reality. I was shown something. What was that? Does that mean that Synapse is constantly monitoring us? And he stops, frozen. He goes, "No, that's not it. If what I'm thinking right now is correct," as we cut to the girl we saw on Earth, repeating what she said there. I like that about him. Sakurai-kun says, "It can't be!
Masaka!
Masaka!" Yeah. Unfortunately, we do not have time to ruminate on this, because the harpies appear.
Best girls are back.
The worst fucking characters are back.
Piss off.
So you saw the dream. What does this mean? Good question. I'd like to answer you, but too bad. We're going to kill you now.
And you're right. One of the best Sugata moments in the entire series.
Yeah, I do love this moment. As like the dive game transfer opens up behind him, and they go, "A dive game transfer? What the heck?" And he says, "It's really simple. I gave Nymph a watch beforehand and told her to pull us out when the time came. 12 minutes to investigate Synapse. That's the approximate time you come to capture me, or so I predicted." And they attempt to blast him with Prometheus, but he's like, he doesn't really exist here anymore, so it just goes right through him and presumably kills several of the angels behind him, but we don't have that right now. I didn't even think of that. And then the harpies blast him like 5 more times, and we lose like Synapse goes down like 30 in population. And then
we get Sugata's best fucking line in the entire franchise.
Bye.
It's better in the anime.
It's so stupid in the manga.
Yeah, you see, so in the
manga.
And that is literally what it says in the Japanese copy. Like they didn't use the text there. So in the manga, he goes, "Are you listening, nymph so-called master? Bye."
It's so fucking stupid. Bye.
In the anime, this is legit one of the best changes in the anime.
It's awesome in the anime. It's awesome in the anime.
Says, "Are you listening, nymph so-called master? I shall return. Do you know English?" And then
boom, and it disappears. It's so cool, and it's so stupid in the manga.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
I like to imagine that despite his his badass face, he's just saying it like super casually, like bye. Same time next week.
It's so stupid. But yeah, we'll mentally block that. And so he says, "Are you listening, nymph so-called master? I shall return.
I shall return.
Do you know English?" And then whoosh, disappears. Harpies go, "Fucking downer."
Yeah,
it's so cool.
I love the harpies.
I don't. I'm kidding. So Sugata and Sahara reappear back in the tent. And nymph says, "Welcome back." We missed an interaction I really like is every time the anime goes like right on time, and nymph goes like, she says "desho," Like, of course.
Piss off.
I miss that.
We
cool
make
line that I
ourselves
like.
look so fucking terrible by just talking in Japanese.
We do, yes. I mean, yes.
All
like,
credibility's out the window. Just a couple.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but like, fucking, it's after like Sugata's badass line. It makes me.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyways, yeah. So Tomoki comes in here and he's pissed off because he thinks they're goofing off while he's been catching fish. Sugata has one question: Nymph, am I real? And she says, "Oh, you saw that. That's why there was a protection on Tomoki's dream. Don't worry, you are real."
Oh no! Fucking stop! This is like the fuck this line. Everything about it is great. And what? Okay, we're gonna have to put up the spoiler warning right now.
For how much of the manga? I
for
can
the
guess.
Whole fucking thing. The whole fucking.
We have to say.
Also,
I could guess. Okay.
Also, but before we do though, I just want to say, Yo Beef Jerky in the chat says Sugata's. He's just like, right. See you, mates.
Oh God!
Forgive my terrible Australian accent.
Fucking Isaiah's Australian. Like that ruined any credibility.
That's what he played. Anyway, yeah. So
okay,
spoilers for the entire fucking manga.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Holy fuck! This line is such great foreshadowing about Sohara.
Yes, it is so good. Like,
And what's great is that this chapter fills you with all sorts of false predictions. Like, first of all, like when Sugata first appears on Earth, the first thing he sees is Tomoki, like before he sees Hiyori.
Yes.
So, of course, one of your first assumptions is like, oh shit, is he also one? And especially when they go back, and it's great because there's Sohara's the one that went with him, which fucking great genius.
I love
first of all. Yes, and then the only other two humans in the tent other than Sugata is Tomoki and Sohara. So this line, like no one had any suspicion that Sohara was an angel, let alone Daedalus.
If you had asked me reading the manga, I would have told you for sure it was Tomoki. Like,
I was like, oh no, yeah, because like Tomoki's connected, his dream connects to the synapse. First of all, Daedalus seems to know him somehow. All of the angeloids are just naturally drawn to him. The system has difficulties affecting him. So
he's got to be connected to the synapse somehow. Maybe
you think,
like, maybe he's like Mino sleeping in a pod or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Tomoki could be like a god, or like he's related to false assumptions when the answer is literally standing right next to them.
Yeah, it's so fucking good. Like,
oh my god, it's such fucking amazing foreshadowing. I love it so fucking much.
And I love how 3 fucking words are so badass. Like, okay, the manga ruins it a bit because of Sugata's bye, but like fucking so many awesome lines back to back to back at the end of fucking episode 6 or 5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I shall return. And
his Japanese, the delivery of his actor was so good. It's just, I shall return.
It's
I love him.
Okay.
Oh god, yeah. I think we've got the fanboying out of ours. Yeah, that's so.
Spoilers going off.
Spoiler thing gone.
3, 2, 1. Boop. Welcome back to the spoiler-free discussion.
Welcome back. We're done fanboying.
Yes.
Over spoilers, anyway. So, general thoughts on this chapter. Obviously, we love it. Obviously, one. I would say this is one of the best chapters, like the best serious chapters, because like there's a very clear distinction.
This is the best serious chapter so far.
Yeah, like the first dive game chapter. Yeah, the first dive game chapter is great, and it sets this amazing.
But it's mostly comedy.
Yeah, it's mostly comedy, but with really compelling drama at the end. This follows up on that, but for the whole chapter,
and it's so good.
And the fact that the chapter can carry itself with just Sugata and Sohara, who for this point have basically been side characters. Like they're main characters, obviously, but like they contribute some of the least.
They've probably gotten some of the least development for like main characters outside of like Mikako. Yeah. And the fact that like, they're carrying a chapter here by themselves.
They're great. They're
fantastic.
Yeah, and it's just so good.
Agreed.
Fuck. the only thing that I would give to the anime is one, Sugata's fucking line is better. You know, the "I shall return."
Bye.
And the music.
Stupid.
The fucking music in the anime. Oh my god.
Synapse
What is it?
no
Synapse no
Sakai.
Sakai? Yeah.
Which is the best song in the whole fucking show.
Oh,
it's the best song in a show full of like 10 out of 10 songs. Like Synapse no Sakai is an 11 out of 10 song. Like, and I see Synapse no Sakai is so fucking good that whenever there's a shot of the rule in the manga, it plays in my head automatically. Like, when I look at this page, I hear the fucking like choir chanting song. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, it's so good. Anyway, yeah, this like 10 out of 10 chapter. I don't think I have any problem.
Did I write down anything in this chapter besides fuck yes?
You put the rule. What amazing.
I'm so articulate.
And then, like, our only critique is that anime had a cooler line. Yeah. That's literally it. Which is fucking inconsequential when compared to the rest of this.
Bye. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's the one problem with the manga is that Sugata says bye, which is the stupidest thing in the world.
This fucking comment from Yo Beef Jerky.
Yeah.
What? The manga definitely has better music. Minus 10 respect for saying the manga has worse music.
Anyway,
you got us. We're fake. We're fake fans. Anime shields.
Yeah. We're being paid off by Kadokawa.
Yeah. Yeah, paid off to call everything they make shit.
No, we're being paid off right now to insult the manga, and then in a couple episodes we'll get like a sponsorship deal from Minazuki instead. That's why we'll flip.
Yeah. Anyway, so now on to chapter 25. This one's all me.
Yep.
So
yeah, my voice hurts, so you go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so chapter 25. It starts with a very familiar scene with Nymph just watching shows, eating snacks. She's narrating this episode saying that, like, oh, you know, angel-aids exist to serve a master, but I don't have a master to serve. So now, with no purpose in my life, I'm just stuck watching TV. But then it changes to the news. Now that it is spring again, we're having the famous like Sakura festivals that Japan is known for, and everyone's like coming out to enjoy it. So, and a line that will annoy me.
I do really like that, like, other people in the town acknowledge that the town has this really cool thing. They have like a festival at the cherry blossom tree. In the anime, I don't think anyone besides the main character ever goes to the cherry blossom tree. It's just like it's deserted the whole time.
No, yeah.
So I'd like that they're just having a festival at this awesome place they have in the town. I think it's
definitely cool. Now here is a line. It is nitpicking, but that will annoy me to no end. She goes, "That's right. It's already been a year." So it's according in canon, it has been 1 year since the first Sakura festival, which was fucking, what chapter was that? 14? 13?
So that means like every 10 chapters is a year. So that means like Tomoki's in high school for like 8 years straight.
Yeah, but Tomoki, that is never acknowledged outside of the chapter because Tomoki's still in 8th grade. He's fucking still 14. We get a fucking like 8 summers, 3 Christmases.
8 summers.
But anyway, that's I know it doesn't really matter because it's got the Pokemon. Just annoying. Yeah. Like it really doesn't matter.
As is Ash.
Yeah, if they didn't bring it up, it wouldn't be an issue. But it's just like how the anime is like, wow, Ash, it's been a year since our adventure began. And never, and then he's still 10.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, but then we get this great inverse of the thing Tomoki did at the start of the chapter. If you remember back in like chapter 11 and shit, he'd just be like, I wish I could be in a girl's bath, or I wish I could peek on them. Now we get this incredibly serious shot of him just going, I have no money, absolutely no money at all. Which, first of all, is incredibly relatable as an adult.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's just a really fucking like out of context page.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway, then he addresses the readers. Oh, like, so there's this new porno I've been meaning to buy, which great name, by the way. Warring Booby
States era. The G-Cup
Rebellion.
Minazuki loves his like Sengoku shit.
Yeah, right? And he goes, but I have no money. No money at all. So we're going to the festival. And Nymph is all like, oh, he remembers. It's going to be like a romantic date. But he just sets up this shitty fucking stand to sell shit he doesn't want anymore. And I love that the 3 things he has for sale is plum seeds, because, again, he's been known to just give away seeds and act like they have sentimental value. The broken remains of the Panty Robo. And finally, a photo of his dead grandfather, which he's selling for 2 yen. So 2 cents. Wait, never mind.
$2, $2.75.
No, he put man at the end, which is 10,000. So he's selling it for...
Thank you, helpful translator. That so like
I mean, I would have been able to recognize that, but yeah. So yeah, at least he's selling his grandpa's thing for the most, but still he's selling his dead grandpa's photograph, which is pretty fucked up.
I gotta say though, like the Panty Robot joke is so much less funny here than it is in the anime, and I'm sad about that.
Yeah. But anyway, so Sugita comes in and he's like, there's no way. But then all the others decide, hey,
what is this mask Ikaros has on her this time? Looks like Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, it's probably just some generic like magical girl mask or something, because it doesn't look like a specific type of like no mask. Right, anyway, so they all just decide, hey, we can open our own stalls. It'll be fun. So Sohara opens
that's the plot of the chapter.
Yeah. Sohara opens like a little cooking stall with Ikaros. Thankfully, Ikaros is the one cooking, as we'll see later. Mikako is selling fucking real weapons to children, saying that they're toys, which is a great gag. And of course, all the other customers are just avoiding Tomaki. So Tomaki says, Nymph, please, like, I'll do anything to get that DVD. If you help me earn money, I'll get you anything you want. So she's like, oh, well, how about we do like a food stall, like Alpha?
Nymph here once again looking cute as fuck.
Wow. Yeah. Just nomming on these snacks the whole chapter. She's great. Yeah. But he's all like, well, why don't we open a food stall? You know, those are real popular. So he's like, oh, great. I can make savory pancakes. Those are my specialty.
I love how they translated it as pancakes.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't want the readers to think this manga was Japanese. Like
yes, jelly donuts, my favorite.
Oh God. Have you seen the people who like fucking make like actual donuts look like rice balls?
No, but I love them.
If you go on the internet, there's a bunch of like different like recipes you like make powdered donuts look like Brock's rice balls.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Jelly-filled donuts are my favorite.
I love old.
Anyway, so Tomoki makes pancakes or
he makes pancakes.
Takoyaki,
yeah. And people are actually coming because it's fucking delicious. But when they come, his menu is done in boob sizes, and they're all boob shaped. So he's like, for your moderate taste, a full booby serving. For your humble taste, a half
what a wonderful sentence. For your moderate tastes, a full booby serving. What a great addition to the English language that is.
Right? And then he gives them all to each character to like represent them. So Nymph gets like a tiny fucking one.
Nymph gets an A cup and yeah,
and then an E and F cup for Sohara. And so of course all the female customers are being driven. So Nymph is like, well, if we want to attract the idol shop. So Tomaki does. I was gonna say it's like Comiket, but nowadays you could almost. This is like a cosplayer's Patreon essentially, where he's like, I'm selling lewd Tomaki photos, Tomaki merch. Buy now. It comes with Tomaki underwear, all for 2,000 yen.
Oh my God, it is a fucking like lewd Patreon.
It's a Patreon, yeah. He's just a cosplayer's Patreon.
Oh my God,
but then he has.
Right.
I love before the page is even over. Mental breakdown, just laughing
like,
as if these would sell. I got to calm down. And so finally he stoops to a no low and like dresses in this fucking tracksuit and like trying to hide his identity, and he's all like, how about it?
He goes full Kazuma here, tracksuit and all.
Yeah, and he's all like, these were worn by a middle school girl. I'll even include her photo, which is But obviously Sahara beats the shit out of him. He's just been left out naked, getting shit on by birds. Literally everyone hates him. And we get this great little breakdown. This is one of my favorite Tomoki bits. He just goes, fucking drop dead. fucking popular guys. I hate all of it. He goes
once again, the true central conflict of SNO, the Chads versus the Virgins. Like,
yes.
This was here the whole time, and it's only now that we realize.
Yeah. So, of course, he gets the brilliant idea. He goes, Nymph, popular guy jamming now. And we get this amazing fucking, this just shift in atmosphere.
Really
lightning
looking
crackles.
Fucking photo.
All the girls are standing
really
in
great.
awe. It's like, the wind bellows. Tomoki off in the distance. He goes, welcome. I'm your number one, Tomoki. He has a fucking, my favorite detail is that his necklace is literally a piece of shit.
Just like him.
Just like him. Yeah, that's the best part. All the girls go crazy for him, and now he has Nymph like serving them all drinks for money, while they're all like crawling over him and get this great thing. Prepare a Dom Perignon. I don't know how to pronounce fancy drinks.
Prepare
a champagne tower, and then we get the famous
little tiny chibi Nymph doing this. Is the cutest thing in the world. I love it.
Yeah. We get it. I mean, the greatest part
Prepare
of the
Tomoki Tower.
Prepare a Tomoki Tower, where he puts a fucking bottle of champagne over his dick. And he's like, "Thank you for waiting, ladies. The Tomoki is now ready." And the very next page, they fucking crush the bottle.
Oh, it hurts! Ow!
Oh my god, his face is such a fucking good reaction. The fucking straight. Just the straight face is honestly does so much better to convey pain than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
it hurts so much.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "I jamming." He's like, "Why? Why would you do that?" And you get this adorable. Even I have to admit, this page is adorable. She just goes, "I didn't like it," and then he goes, "What?" And she goes, "I didn't." Voice in the anime.
Yeah, I can't do the noise as good as Ayuri Namizu can. A little like Kirby, like poof, like fucking. It's cute as shit.
Yeah, it was adorable. He's like, "All right, fine, I don't get it, but I don't get why you're pissed, but whatever. But now, what the fuck are we supposed to do?" But then he realizes Nymph has been like eating these snacks the whole chapter, and he's like,
"This was again something that surprised me because I was just expecting a full adaptation of the anime here." So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is not. None of this is in the anime. This is all manga original.
Yeah, this didn't happen in the anime. Or Nymph reveals, "Oh, well, I've just been taking sakura petals everywhere, and I pop them."
It's really weird looking synapse contraption,
right? And it's a fucking. It's called like a food converter or something. And you pop in the sakura petals,
which I thought was turned into a dream, but oh well.
No, that was the. What do you mean turned into a dream? You're thinking of the money thing.
No, because the food converter was too. Ikaros made him like a feast in episode 1, and that got turned into a dream.
I don't think it was with this, though, because the device she said...
It was with a different thing, but, like, if there are other machines and synapse that can make food, why don't they use it?
Well, that's because hers was specifically turned the CO2 in the air into, like, particle... It was like the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs thing. Oh my god, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs ripped off Sorno Tashino!
Just one more for the pile. God fucking damn it.
Added in the pile. But this one like requires like physical matter.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, The Emperor's New Groove, everything Marvel's ever made, like fucking all of it's fucking slap to the face.
Anyway, so Tomoki gets pissed. Like, I've been working my ass off and fucking Airbud. Fucking like you've been making these fucking things while I've been working my ass off. But then they get some customers all like, "Oh, these look pretty good. Are they for sale?" So they just start selling Nymph's little like sakura petal cookies, and they make a shit ton of money.
This is the cutest fucking. Again, I was not expecting this. I was like, this. I've not seen Nymph in this costume before, and it's fucking adorable.
Yeah, I love that little like outfit on her. Yeah, I have to sneeze whenever I compliment Nymph. Anyway, get this great panel of Tomoki.
This little like panel of her like reaching up for the cherry blossom things is like so fucking cute.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's so sweet. I'm gonna catch diabetes and die.
Tomoki's back to wearing the same outfit from chapter 1. I love. Where I'm rich. I can buy anything I want. So he's like, oh, that's right. He draws a mustache on himself again. I love that as well.
Yeah.
He's all like, nymph, your reward. I love that like immediately the money's going to his head because he's like, do you want me to buy you a shop of candy, an entire shelf of cakes? And she just asked for another candy apple. And he's like, I don't get it. Didn't you
fucking damn it. Why is every candy nymph the cutest thing in the world?
Reading this with him is just fucking annoying.
Minazuki's trying to give me a heart attack over here, man. Like, I mean, come on.
Whatever. Anyway, so Tomoki's like, I thought you hated candy apples. And she goes, oh, well, I started to like them. Yeah. And then we get this more narration. She goes, I died.
I just died. I wanted you to know that.
Yeah. I wish you'd really die so I could get through my fucking recap.
But I did. I'm dead.
Whatever. So Nymph says, I may still be an angel without a master, but right now, without a doubt, I am happy. And we just get this really sweet ending panel of all of them just enjoying their day together. Another important thing, because that I want to take note, because you brought it up earlier when we had that gag where it was like Sugata, a man who has never smiled. Even in this happy moment, like he's still not smiling, which is important later. But just thought I'd bring that up. But then we have one final page because the universe can never be nice to Tomoki, even despite having more than enough money. The porno he was going to buy is sold out.
Which, yeah, I like that.
So clearly you love this chapter.
Oh, like okay. Well, I have two notes written in my thing. One of them is literally the second, more coherent thought was that this is the kind of chapter we really needed before Nymph went the whole like I love you shit.
Yeah, that's fair. When you bring
this would have been so much better before, which is why it is better in the anime when it's before. Like this is a great like Tomoki Nymph bonding chapter, and like we needed this earlier to like establish her character, but like fucking nope.
Okay, yeah, true. But it's a good chapter. It's very cute. It's really
Nymph is the cutest fucking thing in the universe. I love her so much.
Yeah, well, he's biased, but good chapter.
I mean, yes, but like.
Anyway, on to the final chapter of the night, excluding an extra chapter.
Woo! So in this chapter, what happens is that Tomoki gets pulled out of his class for supplementary lessons because his grades are shit by the wonderful recurring teacher who was chasing Sugata in the first chapter.
He's the vice principal, actually.
Is he real? I thought he was a teacher.
No, it says even in this chapter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get the shot of Ikaros in a fucking tight ass skirt, which is the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah, pencil skirts are great.
Yeah.
I love all of them surrounding Tomoki, like trying to teach him, by the way. That in the corner.
That's also really cute.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see on the next page, it says
what is Sahara doing in this panel? In this group. What is Sahara doing in this group teaching Tomoki panel? She's got a thing in her hands. What is that?
I'm trying to see. Is that like
It's like a mini nunchuck.
I think it might be. God, it's really difficult for me to make.
Yeah, I can't tell what it is.
I think it might be like she's holding an eraser or something because before she was always erasing her notes because they suck too. But I literally
it almost looks like she's got a fucking flip pocket knife that she's bringing out of its casing.
Because she looks all nervous.
I guess she's preparing to kill Tomoki once and for all here.
No, that's what Mikako's doing over there. You can see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but anyway, next page.
Yeah. So three of them are here: Tomoki, Sahara, and Nymph. So Tomoki's like, "You guys too?" And Sahara says, "My English is terrible," which is a fun callback to an earlier chapter. And Nymph doesn't need this. She's like, "This looks fun," so I decided to join. Got it.
I love that Tomoki's reaction is just fuck off.
Yeah. Chibi Nymph on both these pages is adorable, and I love her. God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
And Mikako is here too. And they're like, why are you here? You're like crazy smart. How could you be failing? Like, what subject could you possibly be failing? Morals.
I just love her face. Morals.
It's so funny. I love it. And they're like, I see.
Yeah, I love that their smile is just like, yeah, of course.
Makes sense. Yeah. Mikiko says like, hey Tomoki, do you know that like the girls all made a list of like which guy would you want as your boyfriend and you're dead last? And he's like, what? And about girls breaking into the classroom and torment him for being stupid and unpopular. And so,
can I just say I love how petty Mikiko is? Like just because he like called her out, like, oh, you're stuck here with us. She's like, by the way, did you know that fucking hates you?
you know that you're the yeah, I mean, it's fucking That's funny.
It's such an easy thing to glance over, but it's just
that's a fair point. By the way, did you know that everyone hates you? Yeah. Anyways, Astria is here too, and she can't read like basic Japanese, and so they like make fun of her for being really stupid. So Mikiko says, like, to make it all clear, how about we have a tournament? And she goes, "You're on." And all the girls are laughing and like, "Baka, baka."
Yeah, the three popular girls who are never named in the manga. I'm sure their names I have, but I never bothered to translate their names.
Right. Yeah. So he'll say, like, "I'll show you all just how smart I really am." And so the first Sarami Middle School Smartest Kid Championship. That's a fucking mouthful.
Yeah.
So Sugata and Ikaros are commentating this time. Those two are just a great combo.
They are, yeah.
So the rules are that you have to answer trivia questions, and if you answer correctly, your little platform goes up Yu-Gi-Oh style, and if you answer incorrectly, if you answer incorrectly, you get dumped into a little box below full of mystery stuff. And so Sohora says like, "Hey, Prez, what's in the boxes?" And she's like, "Oh, I'll tell you." Well, they're actually now the first question. The subject is morals. You see someone discard an empty juice can on the side of the road. What do you do? Mikiko hits the button and kill everyone.
This is legitimate. Mikiko is so great. I wish she was with the main cast so much more. Because like
she's so good in the anime because of that. Like, but she's downplayed in the manga.
Yeah, like because every line, almost every single thing that comes out of her mouth is fucking
funny. Yeah,
kill
everyone. So she falls, and it is, and her thing is octopi. She fell into a pit. So basically, we get like fan service shots of them when they fail.
The one thing that like weirds me out about this, or it's weird to think about, is that like Mikiko.
Mikiko put this here herself, which is odd.
Yeah, you think she'd have given herself a lighter punishment.
Pillows or something.
Because she specifically picked Tomoki's to be certain, as we see later.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
I mean, this is very obviously for the sake of fan service rather than like a consistent thing a character would do. Anyways, next question is English. How do you say apple in English? And Sohara hits it and then fucking like apple.
I miss hearing her accent. So good.
She falls into a pigsty. Again, more fan service. This is like a comedy fan service thing. Question: what is 1 plus 15 or 1 plus 1 or 1 plus what is
1
that?
plus 1? Yeah.
1 plus 1 is okay. I read that as 1 plus 1 plus 15. Anyways, what is 1 plus 1? 50. And Astria falls in a pit of eels. So I was like, you're all so stupid. Next question. In front of you, like you're in front of a girl's locker room. What do you do? Because I peep and falls into a pile of shit. By the way, the answer was don't peep. Thank you, Ikaros, for the great commentary.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite thing is that Ikaros is like specifically trying to help him. Mm-hmm. And he's just too fucking stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, so the contest goes on like that. So Hora fucks up more English. Astria is still stupid.
Before you stop, before you go forward, actually, one thing that I want to point out is that the answer that Sohara gives here is Suguchi Takahiro. If you don't know who Suguchi Takahiro is,
I don't.
He is Minazuki. He is the artist for Magical Angel Cosmos.
Okay, nice.
He is Minazuki's best friend. In fact, they are so close to the point that he included him as a character in Godere by Shoujo. You remember the guy who made the manga?
Yeah.
Like the guy, that's Suguchi Takahiro.
That's cool. I like that.
That's Suguchi Takahiro.
So presumably this quiz question was, who is the author of Heaven's Lost Property? And she answered Minazuki's clone instead of Sue Minazuki, and that's why she failed.
But yeah, it was just a fun detail. Suguchi Takahiro is also a really nice guy. Spoken to him before. Like I have Minazuki. He's really sweet.
So everyone was utterly terrible, except for Nim, who answered every question correctly, and just Shonen Ace releases every month on the 26th, which is really funny. I love that joke. So
yeah, just
Nim
a lot
is
of
the only
fourth
one
wall
doing
breaking
well. Yeah, I love it. So Nim's the only one doing well. Everyone's fucking up. Contestant Nim successfully answered 9 questions. She's 1 away from victory. Meanwhile, Sakurai hasn't answered a single question. Like, oh man, Nim's victory is assured. Like, we're asking health questions. Now, Sahora's 3 sizes are... He goes, Sugata, why is that a question? Like, the questions are made by Ikaros, which is a joke that doesn't make sense in the manga, but is explained in the anime via the ending of the episode, which is really fucking good. So in the manga, it's never explained why Ikaros would write questions and why she knows all this. But like, I love the ending sequence of this episode in the anime. It's really good. Anyways, Tomoki buzzes in with the exact correct answer, right down to specifically listing the how it was different a few days ago because she gave
my favorite comment here is like there's an ongoing gag about Hara eating too much. So he's like, the reason why I think her hip measurement went up is because she's been eating a bit too much shortcake lately. Just fucking being a total dick as always. I love it.
Yes, a literal piece of shit.
Yeah.
So of course Sakurai is correct. And the next question is, what time did this go take a path yesterday?
This one's my favorite because of just how fucking the thought of him being there, watching her, counting every second.
That's funny. But I like the next joke better, which is, what color panties are the 3 girls in the front row wearing today? The 3 popular girls. And he goes, from the right, white, pink, and sea blue. Yesterday it was polka dot stripes and flowers. The day before that was pink, white, white. Before that, Tomoki's rising louder and louder as the screams of the audience grow louder and louder. And then, not only that, but Tomoki is now a match to Nymph. Whoever answers next question correctly will be the winner. And what's this? Next question is one that's already been asked before. The question: you're in front of the girls' locker room. What do you do? Hit the buzzer. And then all gets over. How could Sakurai win? It's not fair. And then he's like, ha ha ha! All you guys who look down on me, you're gonna pay. You're all stupid. And
God,
Sakurai.
I missed the delivery of the anime with how him and Estrella would go like, Bwaka!
Bwaka! Bwaka! That's great. Contestant Sakurai, what is your answer? The answer is, I don't. And then the fucking angels of masculinity appear and stop him mid-question. And they ask him, in front of you is the girls' locker room. What do you do?
I love this imagery of Tomoki
standing out in the cold
with nothing but straw.
Yeah. And then, don't tell me he's fighting with a man inside himself. Stop acting like an idiot, Sakurai. It's just a quiz. It's okay to lie. Just say the correct answer. Say it, Tomoki. And I get this wonderful little shot as he transitions from chibi in 3 separate things. Which I really like. It's that chibi, half chibi, full normal.
And he fucking salutes.
And the angels thumbs up back to him as he fucking falls. I love the poo lags behind him fucking Roadrunner style for a couple seconds. It's a great detail. Tomoki falls, splat, and then Nib presses the button and goes, I don't peep. And then yay, Nib's the winner! Which is a great joke. It works better in the anime just because the timing of the joke and the music starting right afterwards. But it's funny here too. Anyway, it sucks. Tomoki gets beaten up. So they call each other stupid. And then we cut to Daedalus. Haven't seen her in a while. She says it looks like they're having fun. I'm still worried about Beta because she hasn't imprinted yet. But I'm glad they're having fun. My daughters. Bam! Fucking a blast
one
hits
of my
the shield.
favorite Minos moments.
That's so good. So a blast hits like the house that she's in, but a shield protects her from it. But it shakes her whole house in the process. She goes, "What was that?" Cuts to a screen, and we see, "I've found you, Daedalus."
Daedalus.
You know, they spell like Daedalus here.
They use the like, what do you use it? What's the word called? The
original
Romaji.
Yeah.
The Romaji. No, that's not even the Greek. That's just the how you would say it in Japanese.
Fair enough. So she gets surprised, and he says, "The other day, Snaps was infiltrated by downers again. Sakurai's Tomoki, I investigated Sakurai Tomoki's dream. I found your fingerprints everywhere I looked. And the one who released the Uranus Queen and dropped her to the surface was also you, wasn't it, Daedalus?" She says, "So what? I'll tell you now, the barrier on this house is an improved version of Alpha's Aegis. Harpy's Prometheus won't put a dent in it." And he goes, "I know. I just came here to tell you something. The second generation Angeloid has been completed." And a fucking awesome splash page. And a fucking awesome page. I love this. She goes, "What? What did you?" That's right. And oh my god, this shot. This is so much better than the anime. Like,
I know.
This shot of like the pod is so fucking cool. Like, it's almost I'd almost call it like Geiger-esque. Like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's like hung above this like pit. And it looks like you
suspended
can see
with like
other
a billion
pods
wires and
yeah, and it looks like you can see like
like an outline.
He's probably had failed creations up to this point too.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is ruined by another really stupid line, which is, "With battle abilities far exceeding the first generation that you created, it's the second generation." Which is a really stupid line. Like, I just imagine, like, "With battle abilities far exceeding the first one that you created, it's the second generation Angeloid. Buy now, buy now."
They got the fucking like flex tape guy selling this.
Yeah, exactly.
It even works for chaos. It even works underwater.
Oh my god, you're right. It even works underwater. Slap it on with the might of Zeus. Slap her down with the might of Zeus.
With the might of Zeus. Oh my god.
Yeah, like it works really well.
Keeps going deeper.
So my nose is starting to feel Swift. It is like, "Much better than your first one. It's the second generation Angeloid." Which is, I much prefer the line in the anime, which is, with battle abilities far exceeding the first one you built, her destructive power alone is unfathomable. Which is a much better line than "it's the second generation."
It's the second generation!
Which is so stupid. God, what is it with Mizuki's dialogue and dramatic scenes being so fucking stupid?
To be fair, it could also be partially translated, although given these ones are better, I feel like he does.
After Bye, I'm more willing to believe Mizuki's shitty dialogue is his own fucking making. Anyways, it's the second generation.
I'm going to have Alpha and Beta eliminated.
Yeah, it's like, "What are you planning? Isn't it obvious? Alpha and Beta will be eliminated." End of chapter.
So, thoughts on this chapter?
Whew. It's funny. I like it. I would say this is...
Sorry, I just looked at the chat. Yo Beef Jerky put Sora no Tashimono, the next generation, the title of the series.
Is that referring to my comment that Sahara is like a fucking alien?
It might be because they said Star Trek theme plays, but also just like because it's the next generation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. It's probably because of that. Yeah. It's the second generation.
Also, Matthew, thank you. I'm glad you're having. Oh, look. Speaking of what you have on screen, the first comment I have to make about this chapter: Minazuki can finally draw a butt.
Yes, we have two pretty decent butts on this page, which I appreciate. This is pretty good. Like this right here, I like. This is
They are recognizable as posteriors.
Yes, agreed. As derrieres. So this is a pretty damn good comedy chapter. I would say like in term like we usually be like, oh, the manga's better, oh, the anime's better. I'd say the manga and anime are equivalent here. I'd say
Pretty much equal. Yeah.
Yeah, both are as funny as the other.
The manga, the only difference is that the anime includes an extra chapter that we get later, which acts as a great like epilogue to this, which I do like.
Yeah.
But
with like Tomoki Astria playing around and whatnot.
Yeah, it works as a great epilogue, but it also works just fine as its own extra chapter too. It's not like a really excellently crafted like rearrangement of things like season 1 was. It was just like, yeah, this makes sense to go here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It doesn't like massively detract from the chapter though not being here, which is a big difference from like the season 1 stuff. That's just, you can tell like them moving stuff around like vaguely added to stuff, but I don't miss it here. So it's, you know.
But yeah, this is just another really funny chapter.
Yeah, I agree. This is like I think Minazuki's comedy chapters are like fucking spot on at this point. Like they're
like from this volume onwards. From this volume onwards, this is when the comedy really starts to like hit home.
Yeah.
Like if you look in our earlier thoughts on the comedy chapters, were like, this is fine, or like the anime did it better. Whereas like this and the Snowball War,
here we are like the anime and the manga are now equivalent, which is a big change.
And that it's like legitimately funny, not like, oh yeah, this was.
Yeah. So not only is this a good chapter, but like the anime and the manga did it equally well.
Yeah.
And honestly, I almost think it's more of a compliment to the manga when we say they're equal, because the anime had so many more strengths the manga doesn't have, like motion and voice acting.
And voice acting, yeah.
Like when we say they're equal, it probably means the manga, like just, you know, is a little bit better just in terms of like being the original.
Because it can just hold its own without having. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to rely on voice acting or animation. It's just funny on its own, which is a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And also the fucking ending of this chapter. Like Minazuki is really great at like shifting the tone of the chapter at the very end for build up.
Yeah.
And fuck, it's so good. Also, you get just a great. This is the first time we really get like a showcase of what Minos actually acts like. Because like for the rest, he's just been like a cocksucker, but now he's like more of a cocksucker. But you see his arrogance. Like he literally came just to brag.
Yeah, no, like he literally flew to Daedalus's house to be like, "Hey, guess what? I built a better toy than your toy."
And we know that they can do transmissions too. Later on in the manga, he like just does transmission. He specifically flew her to her house, shot at her, knowing it wouldn't do anything, just so he could say, "Hey, he could, my wave one's his dick better."
Yeah, exactly. I do like that.
It's so great. I love him. He's such a fucking piece of shit.
I agree. I'd say I'd say the anime and the manga are equivalent here with the scene. What I will say is the anime is better because Minos was a better line, and the manga is better because they have this fucking awesome shot of Chaos's pod, which isn't in the anime.
And
they do, but it looks less cool in the anime.
Is cooler too. Like
I agree. I
like his stance in the anime, but like it's because you see like his wings like really stretching out and like taking over the entire frame, which I like because it shows his dominance. But his just the way he's framed here is a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I agree. This is just a fucking great epilogue chapter that like really hypes you up for the single best character in the whole manga's appearance.
Minos, that is.
Nope.
No, okay. Well, now finally,
of course, Chaos. She's coming. She's almost here.
Almost. And then she'll be gone for like 10 chapters.
Yes, but then she'll come back and she'll like kill me
for like 3 more chapters.
Yes. She keeps popping up again and again like a whack-a-mole.
That's how she's treated.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Anyway, so now finally, the very last thing we have for this stream is an extra chapter. What is this one? Oh yeah, the Hot Springs chapter. So like we said earlier, this was adapted.
This got merged into episode 4.
Yeah, this got merged into the Snowball War in the anime, but here it's the thing. So the start is that Mikako just wants to build a hot spring, so she brings Sukuta along with her. I do like her description of it though. She says, well, first Sukuta's like, you already have a hot springs at your house. She's like, no, I need a quiet open air bath filled with greenery all to myself where I can wash away the filth of this transient world.
Which is great. I love that.
Yeah.
Is this full rules yet? Are we reading full rules translations yet?
No, this is still 4chan.
Okay.
Full rules isn't until like the past Hiyori arc, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was like late 20s is when we switched to full rules.
It might be, but I'm pretty sure it's not for a while still.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so we get this great page. She's just like, let's dig up a hot spring. And Sukuta's just staring at her blankly.
I love the blank stare, but also like the cracked reality.
The crack, yeah. Like, where, like he never shows what he's feeling, but you can tell. Fuck. Mm-hmm. So first they go to Nymph.
And also there's like, Pretty again.
Oh, yeah. So they go to Nymph. And she's all like, oh, you want me to use my... Since I lost my wings, like it's really as good as it used to be. And I love that Mikuko's very first reaction is just piece of junk. Mm-hmm. And she just walks away. And Sukuta, it's a very subtle thing, but he apologizes for it. He's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, and they just immediately leave.
And then they go to Ikaros, the better Angeloid.
Yeah. Fuck, she's such a bitch. and
she immediately turns around and asks Ikaros instead. I love that.
Right? And then Ikaros is like, well, my radar is actually even worse than Nymph's, but I could probably help you dig.
With
and
missiles and such.
Yeah. And she's like, where would you want me to help you dig? And then Mikuko's like, how about you blow up that mountain over there? And then Sukuta just, I love, stop.
And then on the next panel, like, stop. Like,
my favorite thing,
stand by, stop.
Is that the
next to that annoying country, stop.
Do you notice that the bears are there?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice
I'd like to think that that's specifically why Sukuta's like, no, please, spare them.
Don't hurt my children.
My only companions in the wilderness.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, then Mikuko's like, next we can get that annoying country. She's such a smart
Doesn't she name the U.S. specifically in the anime?
I'm pretty sure I think they might like do like a little beep thing, but I'm pretty sure it like heavily implies she wants to destroy America, which is a great bit of
I mean, at this point, I'm honestly on board with that. Like, we're not doing too well right now, so like.
Anyway, so Sukuta's like, we should probably just work on the small thing first. We're going to monumental destruction. So she's like, well then, if we're going to be doing a lot of work,
now is a slave.
And we get this amazing page. Just the fucking, I don't know how to describe how good it is.
It's so fucking funny.
Like for being a still image, it conveys mood so well.
Yeah. Like I said last time this was the chapter I showed. Yeah, I said last time this was the chapter I showed my friend to convince him that the manga could do the fast motion comedy just as good, if not better, than the anime could. Because this panel right here is so fucking good at that. Like,
God, yeah, like the warped perspective on Tomoki as he desperately is running like cave, as Mikuko is just right on his tail. It's genuinely like funny enough to get a laugh on me out of.
Yeah.
And then once again, she ropes him down by the neck, throws him into a pit. And just this terrible panel of him begging for water before he fucking dies. And they just leave him. And so Miko's like, I guess we just have to do things ourselves. And then we get this nice little bit of characterization between the two of them where she's like, oh, this reminds me of when we were kids. We used to go out digging the same way, making secret bases and whatnot. And then Sugata's like, it's not exactly how I remember it. You wanted to go digging for gold. And she was like, I was short on cash. And then to search for oil. I wanted to make the Ministry of Energy Resources kneel before me. And then it just keeps going. Fossils. I had a project to do. Undetonated landmines, gunpowder, crashed spaceship, those cheeky aliens. And then Sugata says, you know what? Why don't you try digging? And he goes, what? Try digging for the hot spring. She goes, Eikun, you overestimate me. How could I so easily find a hot spring? And on her very first strike, she finds one. Yeah,
this is a beautiful page, by the way. This is great.
Yeah, great page. Yeah, I love the really detailed art contrasted by their fucking stupid chibi expressions.
Yeah, agreed.
And then she just claps. Oh, bravo, bravo! And so they set up a hot spring. The two of them are bathing together. And Sugata's just sitting off on the sidelines. And he's like, why are you naked? And she's just like, oh, it's more fun. And he's like, you should just have gotten Tomoki or something then. And she's like, yeah, he probably would have been less of a stick in the mud. And then I love how Sugata like always just goes, Mikako. And like just very like calmly responds to her. And he goes, you sure have a lot of free time. And she goes, yep. And then we cut back to Tomoki, who is literally decaying in the fucking pit.
He grew mushrooms and things. The end. Tomoki's dead. Tomoki's died like the 7th time in the manga so far.
Right? Dead, back to life.
Yeah. And that's The Earth, Wind, and Sun, which is a great fucking chapter.
Yeah. That's the end of the volume.
Yep.
So once again, we finished. This time only 3 hours.
Oh man, we're so good. We're getting it down.
Better. Yeah.
At this rate, the entire fucking like, if you wanted to like pick it up once we're done, it's gonna take you like literally 2 days straight for like 48 hours. Time we're done with the entire manga. You laugh. I don't think that's a joke. I think that's actually what it'll take.
Yeah, honestly, like
because we've got 7 more of these.
It took me 1 hour to read these.
Yeah.
So like.
And then 3 to actually talk about them.
Yeah. So honestly, by fucking collectively, we're at like almost 12 these so far. So you probably could have read more than half the manga on your at this time.
Yeah. And this is okay. Like I recently I've gotten big into a YouTuber named Mahler, who I fucking love. I think he's making some of the best shit on YouTube right now. And like what he does like these incredibly long videos. Like he has a review of like The Last Jedi, which is already, or he reviewed The Last Jedi, and his review is like twice as long as the movie. And it's thrown around as like a common criticism of him. It's like, oh man, like if you have a review of a movie and it's longer than the movie, you're really bad at like reviewing shit. Like you're bad at explaining things. But like it takes so much longer to talk about and analyze things than it does to like consume them. That and the stream is pretty like I said, it took him like an hour to read this, and we've talked about it for 3 hours now. Like, fucking insane. And it's just a shitty argument.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm just reminded of.
Which you have to preface for anyone who will go on to use.
No. What'd you say?
I said you have to use that preface to defend you.
To what?
You can use that to defend yourself with the love letter too.
Oh yes, well yeah.
Am I cutting out again?
Yeah. It's fine. I'll basically done.
Yeah, I'll just drop.
I guess you can hang up. Yeah. Thank fuck he's gone.
Okay. Piss off! I'm already back. I'll just check the chat real quick before we get into final discussion. Matthew, I don't know what I'm going to do once this... Huh?
You're going to hang up and call again, or what?
No, I said I'm going to... I already did.
Okay. Oh, that was fast.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm already back. Anyway, I'm just going to look at the chat real quick to see what we missed.
I was going to say, in regards to you saying, like, oh, but you defend the love letter that way. Fucking part 10 script is currently at 20 pages, and I'm not even done yet.
Woohoo! Can't wait to have to fucking read through that and edit it.
I can't wait to have to fucking, like, edit the fucking video. It's going to take me, like, 2 goddamn months. Like,
I'll be helping, so, whatever you need.
Oh, God, it's going to suck.
Anyway,
I've not fully decided on just releasing that as a podcast, honestly. Like, the amount of work the fucking video will take. Anyway, that's up in the air right now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyway, Matthew says, I don't know what I'm going to do once this series is over. I can't comprehend lack of SnO content. Well, welcome to what we've been dealing with for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
What I will say, is it fine to like mention that what we're probably going to do after this?
Sure, be my guest.
Well, it's up in the air right now, but we're considering doing like Plunder weeklies too once the anime is out, and like just for fun, it's might as well cover more Minazuki content, and we can do like reviews of the manga now that the volumes are actually being released in English.
Right.
We're still considering it and what format that would take. It's mostly me that's pushing for it, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 'Cause I don't give a single shit about Plunderer right now.
Well, you've yet to give it a try, so
It's very true.
yeah. And at the very least, if you think it's worse, then we can have fun arguments.
That's fair.
Which could make for good content.
Mm.
But yeah, we're considering once we're through with both reading this and part 10 and all that and getting this monumental project over with, then yeah, we could do Plunderer, or even just like fun little discussions about other series. Like, we could talk about Godere for one video or something, because that series is notoriously underrated. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I would argue that it's Minazuki's funniest series, like funnier than SnO on average.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I guess final thoughts on these 2 volumes as a whole.
I really liked it. I think Minazuki's showing considerable improvement in like pretty much all aspects: art, pacing, story, comedy. We still had a lot of things where I was like, oh, the anime did this better, but we had way less of them than previously.
And that was mostly in volume 5 as well. Like, we basically gave nothing but praise to volume 6.
That's very true. Although volume 6 mostly covered Forte.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I've gotten previously, I was like enjoying how much I could like rag on the manga. Now I am like just unironically enjoying reading the manga. So like it's gotten to the point where just the manga is enjoyable now to me. So
yeah, how you really know that these volumes are good, in my opinion, like quality wise, is that there's so much less plot development in volumes 5 and 6 than there were in volumes 1 through 4.
Right.
And yet we've been giving it so much more praise than those volumes. Like when you think about a volume 1 through 4 was the introduction of Ikaros, her getting her memories back, all of Nymph's arc, which as you already know is like one of Sai's favorite things of the series as a whole. Nymph as a character. And we've been giving more praise to this, and there's still good shit here. Like all the Synapse stuff has been incredible. To look
24
into.
was like fucking awesome.
Godly. Yeah. But like for as a whole, the pacing has considerably slowed in terms of story, which will change soon. But yet we're just enjoying both the comedy and the slow developing plot. Just because the art has gotten so much better, the writing has improved with it. It's just a very enjoyable series where there's not much to criticize at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's only going to get better from here.
Oh, so much better. Like we've got so much more to see. Like we're like our video, this live stream is eventually going to get to the point where me and Isaiah aren't even like making coherent words or thoughts anymore. We're just gonna be like like just fucking like.
Oh god, when we get to the melon arc, I'm so fucking ready.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to the parts of the manga that I haven't already talked about, basically in the love letter, like. Where we actually start like recapping stuff in the plot where like that I haven't gotten to otherwise. That's what I'm excited for.
I'm really excited for the Harpy arc because I know you're going to be like,
well, of course you fucking are.
Like... No, I'm great. I'm excited for the contrast specifically because I know you're going to be like, yeah, this was an okay chapter, and I'm going to be like, yeah.
No, okay. I would be like, I love the Harpy arc too. Like fucking. I make fun of you and I make fun of the Harpies, but I do think they are good characters, and I do like their arc a lot.
And their arc is literally what sets up the end game. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm fucking
end
excited.
Game. Yet another thing Marvel stole.
we're in the end game now.
Yeah, we're in the end game now.
God, I can't wait for all the MC. Like, without saying any spoilers, we're gonna be making a lot of Infinity War references when we get to the final arc for one specific piece of imagery.
Yeah.
We'll just go through the remainder of the comments real quick. Still angry you muted the manga's music. Piss off. SnO Pico. I would actually like it if Pico got an anime adaptation. But it'd have to be. I tried
reading Pico, but like all the characters are so out of character, and it turns into like it's such a fucking like bare bones basic 4 coma. It's like it's not SnO, and it's not any of the characters I like. It's just like a bunch of like generic 4 coma girls wearing the skins of characters I like. So I'm
in case you guys don't know, I've actually like translated multiple chapters of Pico myself because the other groups dropped it. And even I'd like to get back and finish it eventually. Now it's mostly because I'm busy, but it's just nothing really of value in that series. It's fine. It's cute if you're just looking for a cozy sort of series with characters you like, but they're not even really in character.
Again,
there's so many.
They're not the same characters, and there are better 4-koma things out there.
No, that's the thing. It's literally if you're just scraping the bones for like SNO content.
Yeah, and even then, like I would advise you to play playing 300 is a better way to scrape the bones of SNO than reading SNO Pico.
Let's see. Geom said I'd be down if you guys did Plunderer. Good, because I'd super be down.
Yeah.
To get into Plunderer. I've been trying to make this fucker read other Minazuki stuff like Judas and Plunderer.
I've been trying to make this fucker build a gaming PC.
The difference is you can do one for free.
The difference is you've had like 7 years to do this shit.
So have you for free. Yeah.
I just wanted someone to play video games with. I wanted
someone to talk about something we already have in common with.
I wanted someone to play StarCraft with me.
Oh, fuck off. Anyway, the Train Lover 32 said, I'm surprised you guys aren't tired. We are. It's just that
I'm exhausted.
Fanboys.
I had 5 hours of sleep last night. I am running on fumes.
Geom said the Daisuke, sorry, I read it Daisuke because how it was written. Daisuke Magical Angel Cosmos is extremely good, so I would definitely read the series that he has prioritized over.
Okay, fuck the chat. Like, I'm tired and we're done.
Fine.
I don't give a shit what they say.
Well, keep in mind that I'm the good host. I love you guys, and I care about what you have to say.
I've got better things to do.
Like not read Plunderer.
Yes. Like play WoW Classic. I've got like a level 26 Warlock I'm itching to get back to.
All right. Well, if all you guys actually want Sai to do more content like this, pester him every single stream.
Mm-hmm. And also, Matthew, keep up the fucking $50 donations. That helps.
No, fucking Matthew, I don't care if you give us anything. You're so kind. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank all of you for joining the streams. But seriously, Matthew, you're way too generous.
You're killing it, man.
Thanks to everyone for joining. And a special thanks to Matthew again for always being so kind with the super chats. We hope you guys enjoyed this.
I mean, I've honestly been like really enjoying like making these streams. These have been these for me. I mean, they're just long as fuck, and they sap all my energy out. Like when I am done with the stream, I'm going to go fall over. I really enjoy doing this.
Before we go, though, just so you guys know what you have next to read before the next stream, we're going to be doing volumes 7 and 8.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so your homework, as Sai always says, is chapter 27 to chapter 34 and the extra chapters that follow.
We're going to get some chaos.
We're going to get some chaos.
The best character in the whole manga finally makes her show-stopping appearance.
Mm-hmm.
This is like when Mettaton shows up 3/4 of the way into Undertale. Like he's got a late appearance, but like he steals the show when he gets there.
So yeah, be very excited because it's one of the everything that follows is amazing. I'm really excited.
I mean, except for Hiyori's arc, but yeah.
Oh, Hiyori's arc is fine, but it has good things for Nymph. I will say that is where the manga makes up for it. It's failed Nymph development earlier.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Nymph grows as a character so much in that, but we'll get there.
Yes. Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys once again. Thank you again, Matthew, for the extra.
Matthew, yeah, you fucking crazy guy. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I should note, please don't do this unless you are like a Saudi oil prince. Like, I mean, I appreciate the money, but like, please do not bankrupt yourself to give me shit.
Yeah, no, seriously, we appreciate all the donations we get from you and other people have given them in the past. But make sure that you're not, that you can afford it or something.
Like I said, if you're a Saudi oil prince, then keep it coming. But like,
yeah, but it is very appreciated. That is very kind of you.
Absolutely, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Isaiah once again for being here. I would not be able to do this without you.
Yeah, literally.
You are a vital component to the talking process. So yeah, thank you everyone. This has been like I'm really enjoying the series so far. I think we're doing like a really good job, and I have fun like watching these streams back. So, yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later. Where's the end stream button? Where's the end stream button? Oh god! Oh god! They can still hear us! No!